The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Happy, let's see, for America, it's Happy Wednesday. For those of us here in Asia, Happy Thursday. And Happy Songkran, Happy New Year for those of us here in Thailand. It is actually Thai New Year's. So we're all celebrating today. Let me just make sure we can test sound here. That's why we started a couple of seconds late. My microphone wasn't working. So there we go. Now audio, looks like we got audio now. Just to make sure if you guys can hear me, just pop in the chat, tell me where you're coming in from, and we'll just make sure sound is good because I'm on an alternative mic right now. So I want to make sure the rest of you guys can hear me okay too. So just pop in the chat. So Jess is in from Calgary. That's great. Margaret's in from Australia. Welcome back, Margaret. We missed you for party yesterday or day before yesterday. Deb's in from Australia. Congratulations and good morning. So, okay, good. Then let's get started. We got a bunch to do
Can
today.
hear you loud and clear.
Hey, Gina. Yay. Okay, great. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Very frustrating when your very expensive mic doesn't want to work. Quite know why that is. So
It is, isn't it?
it's so
Mine's
frustrating.
been doing that the last 2 days.
I don't know.
Frustrating.
I don't know what it is. Well, it's. I'll tell you what. The inexpensive, super cheap, comes free with your iPhone Apple mic is what we're using right now, and it sounds just fine whenever I listen to it. So here we go. All right. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just count down to three, and then we'll get started formally, so I can get a good archive recording. So here we go. Three, two. Well, hey everybody, it's Ken Krell. Welcome to today's presentation. I am super excited to have you with us because we have a ton of stuff to do for you to help you build your business and build your life and go forward. So before we do anything, I just want to make sure that you guys have yourselves all set and ready to rock and roll. Get ready to take a whole bunch of notes because we are gonna hit it and hit it hard. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're calling it the Fix Your WordPress Clinic. It's really how to triple your sales and profits with the word triple totally highlighted for good reason, even if you've never made a penny online. And that's our bottom line here. Today, my goal for you is for you to walk away knowing the strategies you're going to want to implement immediately to create a dependable, consistent marketing program that brings you prospects, clients, and customers that pay you over and over and over again. But what about you guys? How many of you would be jazzed if you walked away from our workshop today with a real plan on how to make your marketing 3 times more effective? And when I say effective, I mean profitable. Oh yeah, for your business. And I'm seeing a lot of oh yeahs already in the chat. Great. You're used to using that chat. So for housekeeping, as my friend Deb says, relieved. Awesome. Yes, absolutely. So today, a couple of housekeeping things. Number one, the time is for you. So let's make the most of it. That means if you've got a cell phone around you, and I know it's somewhere within 4 feet of you, just put that in the silent or airplane position. I'd appreciate that. So no one will distract you for the next, say, 90 minutes or so. We have a bunch to do that will change the way you think about your business and the way you operate it when you implement it immediately. Also, use the chat in the on the GoToWebinar box. We are live, so I want you to use it and talk to me and talk to Gina. You'll get to meet Gina in just a second. Because we're here to serve you, and I want to be sure that we can operate as much of and make this as much of a live event for you, interactive as possible. Okay, so if you guys are good with that, just pop in the chat and give me a big yes, and we're going to use that today because again, by the way, the more you participate, the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to earn. So I want to make sure that we are all on that same page. I'm saying yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Okay, great. So ladies and gentlemen, today you are going to discover what I call the automatic marketing multiplier that leverages WordPress and triples your profits on autopilot. On autopilot. Then we're going to learn how to put all together so you get your customers to stick to you like glue. Now, a warning for you guys. This is not for small thinkers. Okay, I want you to put away some of the thinking that you've been dealing with in the past and think a lot bigger and definitely a lot more out of the box. And of course, I got to give you a warning, and that is with every free webinar that anybody's on, there's always going to be some sort of a catch. And this will be no different. I surely didn't want to disappoint you. But I want to earn the right to do that. I'm going to give you an amazing offer at the end of today's presentation that will give you the tools to be able to power this whole strategy. And you're going to want to hear about it, but I want to be sure I earn the right. So if I give you a ton of content, is it okay if I spend a few minutes at the end to share with you exactly just what the offer is? And I'm seeing already, yes, let's get on with it. So so that's great. And by the way, of course, if you don't want to hear it, you can just click off. So it's really totally optional to you. But I know you're going to want to stick around and hear that because it's pretty remarkable stuff, and it's stuff that we've created. So you're looking at something that is completely our own, all homegrown. So first of all, I want to take stock today. How many of you guys are thrilled and happy with your results from the past 12 months? How many are thrilled and happy with what you've been able to achieve in your business over the past 12 months? Generally, I'm hearing, I'm definitely not me, says Renato. Margaret says yes. Yarmo says no. Hey, Yarmo, good to see you. And I'm seeing a lot of silence from most of you guys, and then I'm seeing a bunch of no's. So that fits just about right with what we experience. What you guys said to us in the studies that we've done over the past 6 to 8 months, you have said this. You've been active anywhere from 1 to over 6 years in the digital online marketing business. Number 2, you told me that you spent over $5,000 on online education and training. That's a lot of money, and some of you significantly more than that. And over 80% of you are not happy with your results. Over 80% of you are not happy with your results. And that's really sad, but it's also true. And this may be a reflection of what you look like in the mirror when you start looking at your digital marketing experience. So my question is, what the heck happened? What happened? And here's what I believe. I believe you focus on all the madness, but not on simply making money. Okay, not on simply making money. But here's the old way of doing business, which I think so many of you have been dealing with. You're looking at everything that comes your way, and gosh knows there's so many different things that are approaching you all the time, different strategies, different concepts, and you're in the fast attention syndrome, the multiple inputs, right? Short attention span theater is what I call it. Well, here's what I want you to do, and here's what we do. I want you to focus on the target only and pick something and stay with the something until you get it working, okay? Because if you continue to shift gears, you're going to end up just like that, and that's not what we want. We want you to be completely focused. Are we good with that, you guys? Are we good with that? I'm seeing a lot of that's me. That's me. Yeah. So I want you to be focused on that target. Now, for those of you who don't know me, let me give you a quick introduction. This is me and my pet tiger. Actually, it's not a pet tiger, but it sure is a real tiger that eats real food. And when you come visit me in Thailand, where I live, we'll go up to Chiang Mai and we'll go to Tiger Kingdom, which is where this picture was taken. You can have the little tigers run all over you, and it's really cool. It's a tiger preserve, and it's really a great place to be. For the past 30 years, I've helped people make millions of dollars in their business and investments and so on. And I've created and managed multi-million-dollar projects internationally. And I can go on and on about all the achievements and everything. But at the end of the day, guys, it's more important that they hear my story and get inspired by it. Because 7 years ago, after the global financial meltdown saddled me with losses and debt in the multiple millions of dollars, I thought that was enough. I had an experience at a movie theater in Miami, Florida, that left me literally 2 hours from death. No kidding. Now, a skilled heart surgeon saved my life, but it took something far more powerful than a scalpel to fix the real cause of the heart attack. Now, luckily, 7 years later, I'm 59 years old and healthier than I've ever been. I run up 62-story buildings, and that's true, I did. That's the picture of it. Trek mountains in Nepal and travel around the world. And it's fun with what I'm doing right now. And when I went to Nepal, I went with my mom, who's now 82 years old, just a few weeks ago. It's all because, guys, I've made a shift in my life, in my business. And today I'm going to share that shift with you so that you will never have to put your life at risk. And that's the truth. I had 2 hours to live, I was told. So that's the bottom line for me. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? John says no sound. Can you guys hear me? The rest of you? Do we have sound for everybody? Yep, we have sound. Okay, so hopefully let's just give John a message and tell him to start over again because we do have sound. We do have sound. Hang on. Answer him. Okay, so anyway, I see a lot of I'm ready. So let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give you the bottom line here. And by the way, some new rules. And as we get into the new rules, I do want to invite somebody or introduce you to somebody that is here with me. You heard a brief momentary wisp of her sound as we began this unofficially. My friend Gina Gadio Graves is here. Say, hey, Gina. Oh, she's muted. I want to introduce.
Hello, Ken. I'm here.
There she is. Awesome. Gina is the inspiration behind what you're going to be hearing today, and she'll be popping in periodically. Some of you may know her as the JV Queen. For me, I know her as a good friend and my own personal sex symbol. So she's going to be with us to share some wisdom with us over the course of the events today as my special and your very special guest.
You're so sweet.
Well, we got to support
You're
each other.
so sweet. Thank you.
You're more than welcome, dear heart.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to sharing this with you guys tonight because it is pretty incredibly awesome.
Yep. We're pretty excited, and there's so much you're going to take away with you today. So let's jump in. You guys ready? And I'm seeing a bunch of yeses that have already greeted me as we've been talking. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Start taking some notes because here's where we get to the good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, some new rules. Number one, and by the way, I want you to write these down exactly as they're written. Number one, my health comes first. Note that health is bold. My health comes first. Number two, my lifestyle must be full of fun and adventure. And number three, my income source must be location independent and dependable. Now, when I say location independent, it means that you should be able to travel the world on your own terms and still have your business running without a hitch. So that may mean that you hire people to fill in the gaps and you have a team that works with you so you're not just working yourself, which I completely recommend. But if you have a business where you have to show up at that office every single day and you're the breadwinner, you do not have a location-dependent business and you do not have a dependable business. Because if you're sick or if you want to take a holiday, then the income stops. That is not an acceptable income source. Do we agree? So number four, fourth rule, most important of all of these rules above must be met or it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Guys, if you don't take care of your health, you don't have a business because the minute you drop dead, nobody's got a business and you don't serve anybody. Okay, your lifestyle's got to be full of fun and adventure because if you're not happy, you're going to be stressed. If you're going to be stressed, you're going to have a heart attack or a stroke and you're going to die. And I can tell you from experience that that's what happened to me. I learned and discovered a few years after this heart attack that it was stress related. And so if I don't take care of my health, if I don't go to the gym, and if I don't do the things that will keep me happy and vitally healthy, I can die. It's that simple. And the same thing can happen to you. And those of you who think you're invincible, trust me, I thought I was invincible too. So you got to have great health. You got to take care of your lifestyle and have fun in your lifestyle. And you got to have an income source that's nonstop. Okay. If you do all those, makes life easy. And by the way, when it comes to choosing which direction you go in, the cool thing is it doesn't take very much to get those three questions answered. Okay. So we all got that. These are the four rules, as far as I'm concerned, of entrepreneurial success. So now let's jump in. This year, I want you to create a multi-six-figure 2016. This is going to be your year of action. Less learning, more earning, more putting things into play. Now, that's not to say that you should never buy a course or learn something new. Of course not. But you have enough information right now to make multi-millions of dollars without buying a single course ever again. You really do. Now, if you're going to focus on something like being an expert in, say, podcasting or YouTube videos, then you probably want to get something that will teach you podcasting or YouTube videos, but only that because you're being structured, okay? I want you to be focusing on momentum and focusing on results, period. Your speed and your size of profit is based upon how aggressive you are. And that also means that since we're talking about action, that you've got to really answer one basic question. Now, I found something the other day online. And it was something that we're going to use in our business and we'll be implementing over the next week or so. And I was talking to Gina about it because I was torn. I was like, should this be something that I want to add to the business or not? I mean, and Gina said one thing to me. Do you remember what it was, Gina, from the other night? Do you remember?
No, I really don't.
Wow. Okay.
I don't.
Okay. Well, this thing this tool that I wanted to add to my arsenal, Gina said one thing. She said, well, you definitely want it. And because you've been asking me about it for the past week, she said,
oh, yes, I do remember it. I do remember it.
Yep. What'd you say?
Go ahead.
Okay. She said,
I said, oh, Ken, you can only do that on one condition.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. And the one condition was,
and what was that condition?
Implement it within 72 hours or don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Implement. So the bottom line is for those of you guys that are operating in bright shiny object syndrome, okay, you've got to take action fast. If you're not going to take action, don't get it. And I can tell you that's super important. So what's it going to take, you guys? What's it going to take? It's going to take simplicity. You need a winning system. You need a winning system. If you can't explain this to somebody else, then don't do it. Okay. Aside from the cure to cancer, which should be pretty simple, it's like it fixes you and you live. Okay. If you can't explain it like that, don't do it. That's number one. Number two, you got to be focused. You got to be super clear and super focused. Now, this may seem redundant to some of you, but the bottom line is that most of you are not happy with your results. So we need to get a little bit of a step back to put things in perspective so we can move forward. We got to reboot you. And last but not least, consistent action. Again, that means being very simple-minded. We have one goal, and the goal is to make money. And that the goal to make money is to pick whatever avenue you've chosen and stay focused on it and win. Okay? That's what it is. Simplicity, focus, and consistent action. Do we agree? Just pop in the chat and give me a big I do while I take a sip of my tea. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of make sense. I do. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, perfect. Sure, I do. Yeah. And Margaret, it's interesting. You're the one person that said that you were happy with your results. And I've been following you. I know you've been doing, you made a lot of money because you were very, very singular minded. You took an approach and you followed it and you made money fast. Okay. And that's beautiful. We've used you as a case study, Margaret. Okay. You've been an inspiration to a lot of us because you've done it. And by the way, you're not the youngest person in the room. Okay. So the cool thing is that it doesn't matter where you are, every single one of you deserves to be wealthy. So let's get real here. Number one, I'm going to walk you through some specific strategies and systems today that really are earning huge sales numbers. But unfortunately, the results that we're going to talk about are not typical because the average person that attends any trainings at all gets zero results because they don't do anything. They talk, but they don't do anything. But we're going to show you what's working. And I want you to understand that this is not for people that are doing all this get rich stuff. We want you to actually focus on putting the energy and time in. So fair enough? So ladies and gentlemen, here's what you're going to learn during your training with me today. You're going to learn how to turn your marketing into a more effective, captivating, and energetic client generation machine so you can create new, long-term, high-profit business while you sleep. And by the way, that is even if you don't have a website yet, you will. Even if you're just getting started with no list, no product, no content, you're going to learn how to do that. And you will have a website very quickly. And by the way, you can have a website that is effectively free if you do it right. Next, you're going to learn how to get your website visitors to stay on your site without any extra effort so you can build your Google rankings without any SEO tactics. SEO? What's SEO? Not even to worry about it. Where's the WordPress vault? Stay patient, my friend. I'm going to take you through it in just a minute. Okay? You're also going to learn how to avoid getting in the hamster wheel of online prospecting so you can stop searching and start serving, which means you can finally earn a living with the people you're doing business with right now. Okay? You're going to learn the new way to build long-standing income in a way that will allow you to be proud of what you're doing and really become a totalpreneur that has everything. Now, why is this important to you? Because most marketing strategy you've been learning is simply dead wrong. Simply dead wrong. You've been focusing on megaphone marketing, on making the biggest noise, but not having a lot of substance and sounding like a used car salesman. It doesn't work anymore. It's been about hitting singles and not going for the home run. That's the small thinking. And that's where people have been using WordPress wrong, by the way, is by doing all the affiliate marketing that they can do, but missing out on the opportunity that a platform, for example, like WordPress can give you. If you're not using WordPress right now, by the way, you're losing a lot of money. Okay. But most people are using it wrong. You'll see why in a minute. It's been trying to outsmart Google as if you possibly could, because you can't. They are so much smarter than all of us put together. They've recruited the smartest minds on the planet. So you can't outsmart them. Okay. Today is different, you guys. Today is not about get rich quick. It's not about doing nothing and getting paid for it. It's not about games or shenanigans or black hat stuff. It's not about flashy tactics or throwing stuff against the wall to make a buck. Because right now, we're really going to talk about strategy and systems, because that's what's going to make some sense for you. Right? That's what's going to make some sense for you. Is this for you today? Well, if you sell other people's products and services and want to build your own community while making a bunch of money, like tripling your profits, this is totally for you. If you are a blogger or post any content on your website and want to keep them on your site and boost your Google rankings, this is for you. If you want to use YouTube to seamlessly help you sell other people's products, this is absolutely for you. And if you want to be among the few online marketers who are actually having a thriving, steady, and consistent income, this is for you. If you want to work less, make more, and just simply have more fun in the process, which follows our rules, this is for you too. This is not, by the way, for people that have no value to offer. You've got to provide value to your customer. That's what we believe in. That's what we're dedicated to. If you're looking for the magic answer, go someplace else, because my crystal ball broke last night. Shocking how that works out. If you blame people for your own lack of results or action, you can turn this thing off right now, because we don't accept that. we believe that you're responsible for your own success, and we're here to support you doing that. But if you blame other people for your own incompetency and your own lack of following directions, please don't be here because you're not the customer that we want. And by the way, it's okay to turn customers down because we want to work with people that really will work for something. So with that said, let's pop on here. Ladies and gentlemen, a dirty little secret for you. Number one is this: nearly all entrepreneurs suffer from an inferiority complex and an imposter complex. It's true. They don't value themselves to their full potential. It's absolutely true. So you've been feeling dissatisfied with your results. That inner game problem may be what's created most of this. And I kid you not. We got to get you over that because you deserve it. What's going to help you is understanding exactly how this business works, all right, and how to put this into play. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. There's 5 pillars of profit maximization that you need to have implemented in your business, virtually with any kind of business that there is, in order to make it sing. So start taking some notes here. We'll go through these quickly and then we'll dive in deep. Number 1 is engagement. And this really applies to people that are bloggers, authors, and content people. And by the way, no matter what kind of business you are, you should have a blog. You should have some sort of content, and you should author something, even if you have a sporting goods store, for example. And I'll show you an example of that in a few minutes. Because quite frankly, people do business with people that they know, like, and they trust. And if you don't have content out there that inspires trust, then how are they going to get to know you? So you got to have that level of engagement. Secondly, second pillar is authority. One of the best ways to gain authority is to be associated with some sort of celebrity that already has authority. So you can effectively shadow them and have all sorts of authority. Think about the name Charlie Munger, for example. Charlie certainly deserves authority because he's like the number 2 guy at the best hedge fund in the world. Works with Warren Buffett. He's Warren's partner. But he hangs with Warren Buffett, and Charlie is really the brains behind the whole thing. Okay, so associate with celebrity, and if I associate with Charlie Munger, people would be flocking to hang out with me. So you want to do that, and we'll show you how to do that easy and fast. Number 3, we'll call it engagement part 2. It's how to leverage video. Video can be giant for you, but if you're not leveraging it for your own business, you're missing a ton. And number 4 is engagement part 3. That's to leverage affiliate offers. And here's where people are making giant mistakes. And here's where, if you have a WordPress blog, you're screwing it up big time. That and the first level of engagement, which I'll show you in just a few minutes. Just giant mistakes. Last but not least, 5th pillar is magnetic marketing. And that's retargeting and remarketing. A giant power that will give you nearly 3 times your results when you do it right. Okay? What's engagement? We're going to get to that right now, Velt. Here we go. Engagement part 1. The key to success in business and in life is one word. I want you to answer this question for me. What is the one word that you would say is the key to success in business and in life? What do you think? Just pop in the chat. I'll take a sip of my tea while you answer that question. One word, the key to success in business and in life. What is it? Let's see. I'm seeing persistence. I'm seeing learning. I'm seeing integrity. I'm seeing drive, attitude, reliability. Okay, all good words. But the one word I'm looking for, guys, is relationships. When you have a solid, good relationship with people, everything wins. Stephen Covey called it having he talked about the checkbook, and I'm forgetting what that is right now all of a sudden. But effectively, you build relations with people, and if you have a solid relationship, anything's possible. If you don't have relations with people, you're not going to make it work. So all those things together, a good attitude, being able to learn, persistence, absolutely. But the thing about it is this: when you have a relationship with somebody, you get them engaged with you. You get them taking action with you. There's something going on back and forth. It's a two-way relationship. And you need to have that level of engagement where people will actually play. Right now, you guys are engaged with me because you're answering questions in the chat. You're listening to me, and you're on this webcast, on this training with me, on this clinic. So that's already the beginning of a relationship. And by the way, we began this relationship a long time ago. For those of you that were looking at my emails, we began something even very different this week because my emails were very different. There was a whole different theme to them, if you noticed. It went to the dogs this week, right? So we began that relationship. Now, how do you build that relationship with your client or customer? Well, here's how you do it. It starts with you creating your own content and posting it. Now, that's the hard way. Creating your own stuff, creating videos, writing blog posts, writing articles, doing white papers, and all that, that's really hard, especially if you're not a writer. Okay, luckily I'm a writer. It's easy for me, but for many people it's not. So here's another way. You can curate content on your website, which is a lot easier. And when you curate content, it means that you're finding cool stuff and you're sharing it. Now, by the way, if you're thinking that curation can be hard, think about those of you that are on Facebook, which should be like 99% of you. When you share something, when you share a post, or if someone sends you an email and you forward it to friends because you think it's interesting, you're curating content. You get all sorts of stuff thrown at you every single day, and you're saying to your friends, hey, I found this, it's really cool, check it out. And that's exactly what we want you to do in your business. So here's some ground rules on how to do that. First, whatever you're going to curate and post has to be relevant and meaningful. If it's just like, oh, that's interesting, that's not relevant. Okay, it's got to be helpful to somebody that they can put to use in their business and in their life, and it's got to provide value. Bottom line, it's got to be actionable, so that with what you send them, they will put into action and do something. So whether it's on how to cook eggs, there was something that I found the other day. It was a video on how to peel a hard-boiled egg. Now that seems pretty pedestrian, but and by the way, I knew this tip, which is to just kind of smack it down and roll it, and everything, and the shell comes right off. And I've been doing that for years. I just kind of learned that organically. But even though I knew that, wasn't specifically helpful to me. But because it was an actionable item that I also knew worked, I want to see what other stuff this guy has. And so he's already made me a friend. Okay, he's built a relationship with me. Here's the big thing that's super important, though, guys. You got to give proper credit. So if you're going to post somebody's thing on your website, you can't just post it and not give credit for where it came from. That would be wrong. It would be plagiarizing. Okay, it would be scammy, and it would totally not help you in the next pillar, which you absolutely need. So you're going to give proper credit. What you're going to do is you're going to probably say, let's say you put a blog post up that someone else posted. You might say, hey, I found this thing that's really interesting, and here's how it related to my life. Read it and let me know what you think. And then at the bottom of it, we had another little paragraph saying, so this is what really captivated me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's how you sandwich someone else's content with your own, and it's completely cool. They want you to do that because they want to be exposed, and everybody wins. Okay, can you guys do that? Can you guys do something just like that? Find something interesting, post it, and bookmark or bookend it with your own little special flair. I'm seeing a bunch of yes, yes, yes. Yeah, it's easy to do. No stress there. And you can do that all day long. Now, I talked to you about giving proper credit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me talk about that, because that's the next piece of authority. When you give credit to a blog post and say that I was on Richard Branson's blog, or I was talking to my friend blah, 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 okay, you're giving authority, but at the same time, you're standing next to them. And by standing next to them, you guys have the ability to let their celebrity and their authority rub off on you. So, for example, the bottom left is Michael Gerber, who wrote the E-Myth. Super nice guy. I met him in Phoenix. On the upper left is Christy Kenny, the former U.S. ambassador to Thailand. Okay, down below in the center is Mari Smith, big Facebook queen. Bottom right is Ryan Holiday, who wrote the book Trust Me, I'm Lying, Confessions of a Media Manipulator, which, by the way, I would say is a required book for anybody who's doing marketing. I always wanted to meet Ryan and ran into him in September. So all these different people, if you're in the business and you know who they are, I now have elevated myself by simply being next to them, by simply having my picture taken of them, which, by the way, in the past, I always thought was tacky. I would never do it. I thought it was silly, tacky, whatever. But at the end of the day, by having your picture, it's subconscious. But now I'm everywhere, and you see me everywhere, and that means that to people on an unconscious level, it's elevated me and made me somewhat of an authority. Now, you're probably saying, but wait a minute, I'm living in the outskirts of, blah, blah, and I don't ever leave my house. I'm not going to run into the ambassador of wherever. I'm not going to run into the mayor or the governor or, a $1 million entrepreneur. That's just not, I don't ever leave my home. I'm a hermit. How do I do it? Well, here's how we do it online. And here's how you leverage the power of WordPress, which nobody's doing except our people. Okay. This is Jeff Walker's blog. Jeff Walker, if some of you know Jeff, is the king of product launches. He created the product launch formula, and Jeff sold millions of dollars of that course. And I helped him do that because I bought it. I've also promoted it for him. Great course, by the way. So this is Jeff's blog. But if you notice the top of Jeff's blog above his name, you see my brand, iBoostify. Get iBoostify.com. And if you look at all the way at the top of your screen, the top left, you see where it says iBoostify.com/Jeff Walker blog. What I've done is I've wrapped my branding around Jeff's blog. So Jeff and I are sitting together right on top of each other, and I'm on top of Jeff. Okay? Jeff's blog is on my website. Is that cool? I'm using the power of WordPress, by the way, to do this. No one else does this, which is why they're losing so much money. But now Jeff Walker and I are like best buds, and he's on my website. Is Jeff happy with this? Sure. People are seeing Jeff's site. And I'm not changing anything on his site. It's exactly the way he has it, completely the way it is. But now Jeff's site is on my site. And we've wrapped our branding right around his. Is that cool? It does a lot of things for you, but right now it's all about that level of authority that you're getting. And by the way, you can also put your own entrance pop-up right on top of Jeff's page. So now you can have people opting in on Jeff's blog. So let's say, for example, that you're running a marketing campaign to promote Jeff and Jeff's new product, and you used your branding around Jeff's product. So they come to that page, you now have your own opt-in form of get your special bonus or discount or special report. Yep, and you're framing, if you want to call it that way, you're framing your branding around his site, which people do not do because they don't know how to. And it's a shocking shame. But today, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to leave here changed forever. Let's keep going. Okay, engagement part 2, the third pillar, leveraging video, specifically YouTube. Here's the thing you need to know about YouTube. Number one, YouTube, of course, owned by Google, is the second largest search engine in the world. All right. Videos can be very addicting with YouTube. I usually take my iPad to bed. Siri and I hang out together before I go to sleep at night, and we watch some YouTube videos together because Siri is wonderful to watch videos with. Very often I'll discover that instead of just popping into bed after just watching something for a few minutes, it's 30 or 40 minutes later and I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I need to go to bed because videos are very, very addicting. That's important for you. Okay. People respond to video very easily and they stay with those videos. So how then can you leverage the power of video to keep people engaged in your message and make money? Well, here's the cool thing. You can actually have your viewers click your video to buy directly on the video itself in YouTube. You can have a click to buy on your videos on YouTube. It is really cool. It's a huge gift from them. Okay, there's just one limitation. The link has to go to your website. It can't go to somebody else's. It's got to go to yours. Okay, this is a very, very important distinction. So when you're editing your website, you want to put that overlay on your YouTube video. It has to link to what's called an associated website. So if you're going to do a review, for example, on some product that you wanted to promote, and you wanted to send them straight to your affiliate link, that would be a really smart idea, except for the fact that YouTube won't allow it. It's got to go to your website. Now, how do you do that? Well, you only can do that when you use the technology that we're talking about. Now, you may say, yes, Ken, but there's plenty of these WordPress plugins that will let you put an overlay on your video on your own site. Yeah, that's true. But the fact of the matter is, most people, when they're at YouTube, they're in YouTube.com, and you can't use those third-party things on YouTube.com. So what we're doing is we're using the native YouTube search engine, which is where all the power is, not somebody else's overlay, which isn't going to apply here. So I want you to get to the source. And you should be using video. You should be creating video that are video reviews and other things that allow you to leverage things, okay? So that's the point. We're going to go then to the fourth one, which is engagement part 3, affiliate offers. Now, this is very important, you guys, okay, because I want you to think a little bit differently. The big mind shift I need you to think about is that if you think that being an affiliate is, number one, something that's making you less than, I want to change that. Most people are doing affiliate marketing wrong. You're not thinking big enough. I want you to think real big. For instance, I want you to think that you're like Target, or your Macy's, or your Neiman Marcus, or your Harrods, or your Maserati or Rolls Royce dealer, or you're the Apple store. What am I talking about? Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. The big mind shift is that all of these guys don't sell all of their own stuff. When you go to the Apple store, yes, they sell Macs and iPads and iPhones and so on, But that's not all they sell. They sell cases and covers and speakers and books and so on. All of those are products that they are selling as effectively as an affiliate. They're selling someone else's product. The biggest difference for us as online marketers is they got to pay for all the inventory and they got to lay the money out, where we sell it and get paid when there's a sale without having to buy it in advance. Big difference. The Maserati dealer has bought the Maserati on credit and it's sitting on his lot, and then he gets paid for it when it's sold. He's not the maker of the Maserati. Okay, he's not the maker of the car. So I want you to think a little bit different. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's a big mind shift for you. You got to think like these guys. So let me ask you a question. Get ready to pop in the answer. Why do you shop at Macy's or Target or Harrods or the Apple Store? Why do you shop? Answer the question. Why do you go to your favorite store, whatever store it is? Why do you shop at that favorite store? Tell me. Very important, because this is going to be how you build your business. What is it? What is it? Belt says they have branding. That's true. Why else is it? Just pop in the chat and tell me. Relationship, because the Apple Store is sexy, John says. It sure is, John. Word of mouth, says Yarmo. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, trust. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, bottom line is this. It's the customer experience. It's all of the things you mentioned, because the Apple Store is sexy, absolutely, because you trust them, because you got a relationship with them, okay? Because you got a discount perhaps somewhere. Yeah, all those is your customer experience. You control the customer experience and you get to win big. I'll give you another example of this. For those of you that live in the United States, you've heard of an airline called Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines had a very big hub in Phoenix, Arizona, when I used to live in Phoenix. And very often, the fares from Southwest were even a couple dollars more. But I had a choice of flying when I lived in Phoenix. I could fly Southwest or I could fly on America West. With America West, I could get a seat assigned to me, so that way I knew where I was going to sit on the plane. You know, it would have my aisle seat, where with Southwest, you got to line up like a cattle car, get a number, and hope that you didn't get on the plane late, so you wouldn't be stuck in one of those miserable middle seats. But yet, I would risk that, because the minute I got on that plane, it was a party. When they were always so funny. I mean, we'd go up in the air and they would make the announcement of, we're going to serve your snacks. Oh wait, and they throw peanuts down the aisle. Or you get on the airplane and the flight attendants are in the overhead compartment waving at you as you are getting on the airplane. Whenever they would do a safety announcement, they would always be fun with a safety announcement. They loved their job, they loved their business, and they made you part of their party. And that experience was fun, and that's why I flew them. Okay, that's why I flew them. So how can you control the experience and make it fun for people? Well, look at the emails I sent you. They had the dog in them. They all had dogs in them this week. Okay, I wanted to create the experience that was going to make something different. And dogs, of course, create a great environment. So control that experience and you win big, because people want to hang out with you. That's the fun of it. Now, by the way, you're not going to get everybody. So don't try to be all things to all people, because that's not going to work. Okay, and for a long time, I've been known for my videos that I would shoot in the pool here in Bangkok. And a couple years ago, I got a comment that said, "Ken, you're not professional. You're like," and then people were saying, "Well, you're nearly naked." And I'm like, "Yeah, you idiot. I'm in a pool. I'm swimming." You know, I can't please everybody. And for a while, it bothered me, and I realized, well, they're not my customer. If they can't get into it, I'm demonstrating what lifestyle is. If you're going to have an entrepreneurial or totalpreneur lifestyle, I want to demonstrate that I'm in the pool, or I'm skiing, or I'm climbing a mountain, or whatever. And generally, I mean, I like to skinny dip, but not when there's other people in the pool. You know, not when people swimming. So if people are so wrapped tight that they can't get into your fun, they're not your people. Are we clear? So you can't be everything to everybody. There's people that won't fly Southwest because they're not into it. Okay. But I tell you what, other people are learning. Air New Zealand has hysterical safety announcements. Okay, and then Delta Airlines learn to copy it. They just get silly, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to then introduce you to the last pillar, magnetic marketing. This is really important. Multiple impressions can increase your sales by 325%, and that makes it magnetic. Now, for those of you who have taken sales trainings, something very important, something really important. What any sales trainer will teach you is that it takes more than one impression to make a sale. I mean, if the first impression gets you sold, it's because they were ready to buy and you just got lucky. But what do they tell you? I'm going to ask you this question. Pop in the chat with an answer. How many impressions in whatever fashion does it take to make a sale? There's a number for this. And those impressions could be a phone call, it could be a meeting, it could be a webinar, it could be an ad that somebody sees, it could be a postcard you send them, or a letter, or a follow-up call. What is it? A text. They got to see you a certain number of times to be able to build the familiarity, build the comfort, so that they're going to buy from you. Okay, anybody know what the number is? You guys are shy on this. Again, I'm seeing 6, I'm seeing 10, I'm seeing 8. Ladies and gentlemen, the answer is 7. It takes 7 impressions to make the average sale. So how can you do that? How can you do that effectively? Well, let's introduce you to a friend of mine. This is Marie Forleo. Marie is fun, and she's gorgeous, and she's irreverent, and she has her own web TV show now, and she's now on public television in the U.S. We hung out in Phoenix a few years back at an event, took this picture together. There's that authority thing that we've done. And then she was running her B School. She runs her B School once a year, or promotes it once a year. And I love Marie's graphics. So I went to her website to see what she was doing this particular year, and there it was. I like what we did. In fact, Gina and I, you talked about Marie's site because we both envied how beautiful her site is, right? And then I went on to go look for a kite surfer because I was going to be buying a kite surfer. I was taking lessons at that time. So I went to go check out this one here that was up for sale. But then Marie's following me. Now she loves me, but I didn't realize she'd love me that much. She's following me here and on this page and on this page and on this page. And on this page, she has magic voodoo hands in 2 parts of the page. She's doing retargeting, you guys. She's doing retargeting. And the idea of retargeting, it allows you to go back and recapture the customer's attention after they left your website. I'm going to give you some statistics that are going to make you sick in just a minute, okay? So, by the way, Frank Kern retargets as well. I went on to go look at this video here, which is a really cool video. And there's Frank right at the top of my page with a super ugly ad. But guess what? It works for Frank. So it doesn't have to be beautiful, it just has to work. Here's the power of retargeting that you must understand and must put into action. The average website conversion rate is little more than 2%. Usually it's less than that, which means that 98% of the people that come to your website are leaving without doing anything. 98% are leaving without some sort of desired action, whether it's to opt in or to buy something or anything else. They're gone, 98%, which means that 98% of your marketing is thrown away unless you retarget. Because once they're gone, they're not coming back. That's pretty sad. So if you spend $100 in advertising, effectively getting $2 worth. That's what we're saying. If you spend $100 in advertising, if you don't retarget, you're getting $2 worth and spending $100 for it. That should make you very concerned. So let me talk about why you want to retarget. If you had an ad, your results on display ads are 0.07%. That's the click-through rate. Pretty sharp, just horrible, right? But the click-through rate for retargeted ads is 0.7%. That's 10 times the results. 10 times results because they've already seen your website. There's the familiarity, and that's where that gets so much more effective, okay? So here's some of the statistics that, again, are going to motivate you. 72% of people who come to your website are not going to buy from you the first time around. Why? Why would they, when they're going to go to the shopping cart, why don't they buy? Well, maybe they don't have the credit card handy. Maybe their boss walked by. Maybe your kid started screaming. Maybe they realized they were late for an appointment. Maybe their computer froze. Pick a reason, any reason. But the bottom line is that nearly 3/4 of them are gone. The good news is that 8% come back and they'll buy. But the bad news is that leaves you with the rest of them not buying. When you add retargeting, however, that 8% more than triples to 26% to come back and buy your product. That's a 325% improvement by simply using retargeting. You've got to do that. You've got to do that. Retargeting can boost your results by up to 400%. Now, here's the important thing, and here's why I'm saying this to you. The point is that unless you control your website, control visitor access, the cards are stacked against you because you cannot retarget unless you own the page to put the retargeting code on. So if you're an affiliate marketer or a YouTube marketer or whatever, and you don't control the page, you've lost them. You've lost them. Let me talk to you about what I call ignorance is bliss. I want to talk about a blog curator. And now I'm going to introduce you to Spencer in a second. He's doing a fabulous job, except that what he's doing is throwing away his visitors every single day. Every single day. let me introduce you to Spencer Hawes. He is a super cool guy. Spencer has a blog called nichepursuits.com. And Spencer is really important because he created ClickTail Pro, which is a big SEO and keyword software tool, and his whole blog. He talks about the importance of time on site for ranking in Google. Now, time on site is really important. In fact, I started learning about time on site from our mutual friend Gina over here, and Gina taught me what's called the 4-3 rule. And Gina, rather than my stealing your thunder, why don't you tell everybody what the 4-3 rule is and why it's so important? Because this is why I picked Spencer's blog post here.
Well, about a year and a half ago, Google made its most major update to its algorithm ever. And even before that, this particular metric was really, really important to getting high search engine rankings. But after the change, it became the most important element in Google's algorithm. And what that metric is engagement. The more engaged your audience is, the higher your search engine rankings will be. It's pretty straightforward. So how do you measure engagement? Well, you measure engagement with a combination of how much time people spend on your page or your website or both, and how many pages they flow through in a single visit. So the 4-3 rule is all about getting 4 page views per visit with a minimum of 3 minutes on the site. If you get anything less than that, there's a very good chance that you're nowhere on the first 3 pages of the search engine listings on Google.
Exactly. And the thing is that most people, especially including my dear friend Spencer here, are blowing it big time. Let's show you what Spencer's doing. He has this whole blog post about the importance of time on site for ranking. Okay, it's talking exactly about what Gina's mentioning. And in his blog post, and if you guys have blog posts, you're doing the same thing here, by the way, which is the tragedy of WordPress. All right, you have a link. He's got a link talking about Matt Cutts. He's got a link down here. He's got a link down here. These are really all very helpful things. But what happens is when you click the link to follow what he wants you to do, guess what happens? You just left his website.
Now watch the address bar, guys.
Yep, it's now WebPro News. You're off his website. So Spencer knows time on site's important, but yet he's sending you off of his website. He's throwing you away, and you're gone. And by the way, with short attention span theater, you're now going to the advertising link. You're going to click on somebody else's blog post. You're going to click on this Twitter thing, and you're gone. He has lost you. So if you spent money on advertising like he does, if you brought people in, you've thrown them away, gone forever. Now, yeah, you could hit the back button, but by now you got a phone call or someone bothered you and you're distracted and you're off his website, totally gone. Now, this is a guy who's an expert and is doing this. But we have an alternative to this. And this is a very important distinction because you don't have to throw your people away. If there was a way to keep people on your website a lot longer, to be able to have them on your site for 3 minutes, to have them or longer, to have them on your site to 4 pages or more or so on, would you want to know how to do that? Would you want to know how to do that? Pop in the chat and give me a big yes. And we'll show you the solution to this madness that even the experts like Spencer are doing. And by the way, I've been showing Spencer's website for well over 2 years now. And I finally got to meet him last September. And I was like, Spencer, oh my gosh, I've been talking about you forever. Everyone said, yes, show me. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at Spencer's website. Spencer's website's right here.
Did he fix it?
I'm on his website live. No, he did not. No, he did not.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I know. I'm gonna have to send him a recording of this webinar and have him just like Spencer,
you gotta listen to us.
I know. And the thing is, I'm a client of his now. I bought Longtail Pro, so it's like, oh my gosh. And he's gonna be he uses Infusionsoft. He'll be a client of our Smart Mail product too. Here's the solution, you guys. Take a look. Here's his blog right here with him and his family and everything, right? But above it is our branding, just like I showed you with Jeff Walker's blog. But look, I can scroll down, I can scroll all through this, but we have wrapped our branding around Spencer's website. So now let's go inside. Here's the same link, this Matt Cutts link. Watch what happens when I click it. Bam.
Now watch the address bar again, guys.
Okay, look, it says Web Pro News here, but look at the top. iBoostify.com/niche pursuits. It's the same address. They've never left iBoostify.com. So the time on my site, or and if you're using it, when you use it, the time on your site stays longer. And now you got different pages here. And I can click all the way through. When I go to like the advertising button on this, I'm still in Web Pro News, but I'm still on iBoostify. And by the way, when I click the back button, I can go back to niche pursuits if I want to, same way. It takes care of all that. And by the way, this button that says return to site, I can define that button to tell people where I want them to go. In this case, I've defined that button to take them to the sales page for our software. But I could bring them to a resource page, which is a really great idea that Gina teaches in her trainings. You can bring them to another sales page. You can bring them back to the same article. You can bring them anywhere you want because you control that entire customer experience. And this whole top section over here is completely defined by you because all it is, I don't know if you can see it if I'm moving it around here on the screen, it's an image. It's an image. There you go, like look in this niche pursuits area. So you can control all of it. Is that cool? And by the way, this is a great way for authority too. I'll give you some more examples in a minute, but this is how you do it. So now he and I are associated. We look like we're partnering on some things together. And I have authority. I've got time on site. I control the whole relationship. All right, totally cool. So how do you leverage this to make money? Well, David, you're here at the right time in the right place. So sit back and follow with me. Okay. So very simple. Okay, so the 4-3 formula is that they got to be on your website for at least 3 minutes and have at least 4 page views for Google to take you seriously. And the thing is that the bounce rate, which is how quickly you bounce off the website, most people's bounce rate is abysmal. They're gone within, how many seconds? 6 seconds? They're gone?
Less than 10.
Yeah. People have the attention span of a goldfish, which is 9 seconds. If you don't get what you want, you're gone. So the beauty is that by being able to click, and Spencer, you're on Spencer's thing, you click here and you're gone. So the bounce rate goes away. Can I incorporate this with ClickFunnels? Oscar, you saw it with ClickFunnels because when you signed up for actually, I didn't do it for you guys. I'll show this to you. Yes, the answer is yes, you can incorporate with ClickFunnels. We use ClickFunnels, as a matter of fact. And Gina, we had this whole conversation with my team just about 12 hours ago. So let's jump back to the presentation here real quick, you guys. I got a lot more to show you. Let's talk about YouTube and the challenge with YouTube. So a few minutes ago, I talked to you about doing an affiliate marketing program and wanting to be able to link your YouTube video to another product. So if I did a review of, let's say, well, hell, ClickFunnels for that matter, okay? And I wanted to send them then to clickfunnels.com to be able, with my affiliate link. I can't do it because it's got to be an associated website. It's got to be my website. So then what if then I sent them to, let's say I'm going to send them, let's go over here. Let's say I'm sending them to BodyTorque. BodyTorque is a beautiful website. The people that own BodyTorque are based in Victoria in Australia. I wrap their page. So let's say I'm going to sell their stuff. But if I sell them to bodytorque.com, I couldn't put them on YouTube. But if I send them to iBoostify, look here in the top, iBoostify.com/bodytorque, I got the ability to do that with YouTube because I'm sending them to my website. But yet I'm marketing BodyTorque. So I've wrapped their website. Okay, we call it wrapping a website. We wrapped it with our branding. And now I can market them on YouTube all day long. I could do all sorts of fitness videos that talk about how great BodyTorque is and sell stuff straight to them. That's the power, okay? But we're not done yet. Now we're going to get some really fun stuff, okay? As if we weren't having fun already.
And let me just make sure that they really get that, Ken. So when you're doing that, you got the video on YouTube. The link is to an iBoostify/BodyTorque. And that return to site button up at the top is your affiliate link. And if BodyTorque has 3 products, well, the first time they click the return to site, they could go to affiliate link number 1. The second time they click it, they can go to affiliate link number 2. And the third time they click it, they can go to affiliate link number 3.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Thank you. And that's a really important distinction. That's how we cascade and we actually make funnels using this tool. It is super. Thanks, Gina, for adding that. So let's then proceed past YouTube and go straight into my buddy Guru Bob, because Guru Bob is a brilliant guy. Guru Bob earned $24,000 in affiliate commissions in a weekend, and I know that because I sat next to him when he was doing it, and he was just crushing it. Every hour we kept looking into stats, and it was driving me nuts. I was so envious of what he was doing. So we're dancing the happy dance, and he was a good friend of mine, and we were just thrilled with his $24,000 until Guru Bob learned that he could have done a lot better. And I told him this after we actually put our software together a few months later. He freaked out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what could have been Guru Bob's payday, which wasn't. In order to get his $24,000 of commissions, he earned a 50% commission on a $1,000 product. So $24,000 would then translate into $48,000 gross sales, which then translates into 48 sales at $1,000 a piece. So he made 48 sales. This is an important thing to know in terms of backing into the profitability here. Okay, so 48,000 in sales, 48 times $1,000 products gave him 24,000 in commissions. Now, how many clicks or leads does it take to get to 48 sales of a $1,000 product? Well, a 1% conversion rate would require 4,800 clicks, but you're not going to get a 1% conversion rate on a $1,000 product. It's just not going to happen. So let's just take it to 0.5%, and of course, your own results will prosper. All right. So that means, and we'll get to your questions a bit later, Oscar. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm going to round the 9,600 to 10,000 so that it's just easier for our math. So let's say we're going to need 10,000 clicks to get to those 48 sales. Okay. Now, here's the thing, guys. Those 10,000 visitors that came to the website that you needed to have, Guru Bob generated them. That's how he got his 48 sales. Thing is that he generated them for somebody else because he sent them straight to a purchase link on someone else's website. He did not send them to gurubob.com. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. He sent them to abc.com, to his affiliate partner. Now, he knew nothing different, but he's a guru that teaches people all over the globe. Okay? Poor Guru Bob. Google has no idea that Guru Bob even exists. He built no engagement with the audience because they went off of his Facebook ad straight to somebody else. He provided no community whatsoever, and he got a 0 Google ranking because no one ever went to his website. What are the consequences of that? Well, consequence number one, he lost a ton of money. Wait till you see it. Okay. Number two, he lost customers probably forever. Remember, 48 of those 10,000 bought. So 9,952 people gone, my friends, that he can't target and do anything with later on. Okay. And his website performance statistics, what statistics? They're awful. Awful. Absolutely awful. He's not doing his own tribe at all. Does he have a business, ladies and gentlemen? Does he have a business? Answer is no. In reality, no. He's just a digital sharecropper. If any of you have all of your eggs in one basket, all of your eggs in YouTube, all of your eggs in Google, or all of your eggs on Amazon, all of your eggs in Facebook, you are at such incredible risk of losing everything just like that. Why do I say that? Well, Gina, you remember when I called you up panic-stricken that my iBoostify YouTube channel was restricted all of a sudden. We uploaded my own webinar, my own content up into my YouTube channel. It was a brand new channel that we created a few months ago. And YouTube gave me a black mark. They said that we violated their terms of service or some crazy thing like that, which is insanity. We didn't violate anything. So we appealed it, and they still denied me. So they restricted our ability to use our own channel. And that's ridiculous.
It made no sense whatsoever.
None.
There was nothing wrong with that video.
Nothing. They shut me. And by the way, I'm not the only guy. So I went into a couple of the forums and I said, guys, what do I do? How do I solve this problem? Who can I talk to sort it out? And they all said, and these are people that are a lot smarter on YouTube than me, they said, welcome to our world, Ken. This is YouTube. People in Facebook, same thing. Some of the smartest guys in the world on YouTube, on Facebook, get shut down for a year and their business is gone. So this is being a digital sharecropper. You've got to have your own ball game. Okay. Ignorance is bliss, right? So without a website, here's the thing. Now, without a website, he couldn't use an exit pop-up to build a list, but his JV partner could. So Guru Bob made his JV partner rich, totally rich. Thank you, Guru Bob. Okay, that's the challenge. Now, Guru Bob is still happy. Okay, he made $24,000 and he is thrilled with that. And that's great. But he had no idea what he gave away. Let's show you what he gave away. Okay, see, we know actually we know that retargeting can explode your profits by over 300%. We spent a few minutes talking about that. But unless the offer's on your page, you can't do the retargeting. Okay, so you can't retarget any of those affiliate offers like the Guru Bob offer. So those profits that you want, you can't get them unless you control that environment. But what if you could have all of it? What if you could have all of it? Then what would happen? What would Guru Bob really have made if he could retarget and use the power that WordPress gives you? Well, let's take a look. Assuming those 10,000 visitors came in with an exit pop-up or an entry pop-up, ladies and gentlemen, he would have grown his list. Let's just say there was a 10% opt-in rate. And opt-in rates can vary, but I think 10% is a pretty stable number. It could have been 20 or 30% too, especially if you had the right lead magnet to build that list. But let's just say something pretty basic, 10%. That's 1,000 new members on your mailing list, 1,000 of them. Now, what's the value of 1,000 new members? Well, the basic rule of thumb is that $1 per member per month is the value you're going to get from your list. So that's 1,000 members at $1 a month, or $1,000 a month, or $12,000 a year. By the way, he made 24,000. 12,000 additional means he just increased his revenue by 50% by simply retargeting. Okay, I'm sorry, not retargeting, by simply putting an opt-in form on his page. And you can do it because it's your page. Okay, power of WordPress. But we're not done yet. Now let's add the retargeting to it. Now, assuming a 3x conversion increase, remember we've seen retargeting can take up to 10x, but just assuming 3x, let's take a look at what his potential was on retargeting. 48 sales is where he was. Well, the conversion increase for retargeting would have been at least 3 times, which brings you to 144 sales. 144 instead of 48. 144,000 more dollars coming in gross, of which he gets half as an affiliate. That's 72,000 additional dollars. Let's sum it up. His grand total, his initial sales were 24 grand. He's happy, but the retargeting sales would have been 72,000 more, bringing you at a total income of $96,000, plus the list growth of 1,000 new members at $1,000 a month, or $12,000 a year every year. This is not just once. This is for as long as he's in business. Grand total $108,000, 4 times, better than 4 times the income by simply retargeting. That's and using this strategy, guys. The big solution here, guys, is now that you can control the visitor's access, you can have them stick to you like glue and make money like crazy. Are you guys getting excited about this? This is huge. I'm seeing like, wow, how do I do this? Okay, guys, how is it possible? It's the marvels of modern technology at work. Now, I'm going to warn you. I'm going to share the system with you because you've all been asking me in the chat. But I got to tell you that I'm really enthusiastic about this. And when you see how easy and powerful it is, you're going to get really excited about it too. Okay, because I want to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, fasten your seatbelts, to iBoostify Site Wrap. And yes, our dog has reappeared. Dr. Dog has reappeared. Okay, now I want to be very, very clear to you. Site Wrap is amazing, but Site Wrap was not my idea. We built it. Our team put it together. But the inspiration for Site Wrap was a dear friend of mine who runs something called Directions University and has an amazing coaching program. And one day we were talking and she said, Ken, if you could create something that could do this and that, it would be like phenomenal. Can you do it? And I said, yes. I checked with my programmer and Matt did his magic. And a few months later, we created Site Wrap. So what you're seeing right now, as I switch the screen, is the result of Gina's dream. So thank you, Gina, for being the inspiration of Site Wrap. This is what we're doing. Now, let me show you some of the powerful things that are really important. We're looking right now at the Infusionsoft blog. It's beautiful. Infusionsoft, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, is one of the leading CRMs, customer relationship managers, And it does email for us, it does e-commerce for us, it does a whole bunch of things. It's not for everybody. It's really for people that have a lot of business and want to spend a lot of money. We've had it for years and years and years. Now, a lot of the world's leading marketers use it, and we started to develop software for it because we found some holes and we've started to fill them. But Infusionsoft sells their product. It's important to know. They sell most of it through what they call Infusionsoft certified partners. And so the partners, and there's over 500 of them worldwide, the partners will send people to the Infusionsoft blog, among other places. Well, let me ask you a question. If you're going to send someone to the Infusionsoft blog, would you want to send them here, or would you rather send them to your own site with a blog underneath it, where you control it, okay? Now your branding is completely associated with Infusionsoft, and now you have all sorts of expert ability. That's the beauty of running your wrap. By the way, I wrapped CNN.com. There it is. And by the way, if you do something like this, they're going to be on your site for a long, long time. So let's give you an example of it with an affiliate marketing way of doing things. Okay. So let's take a look. And for those of you that do affiliate marketing, how many of you guys do affiliate marketing right now? Okay. I'm seeing a bunch of you. Okay. Let's jump over real quickly to my JVZoo account. Okay. I run every now and then I will run some JVZoo offers. So I'm going to get some links for this thing called Mints app. They ran a giant promotion just last week. I did not promote it, but and not for any reason other than I had too much going on. But I'm going to take and copy this link. Now, that's what everybody does, and what they'll do is they'll send an email out to their people, and they'll just go ahead and quickly pop in. There's the link. I'll pop it in, and that's what it's going to look like in just a second. If my computer, here we go. Okay, so here's the Mints app. There's their site. Blah 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 blah. And the video is going to start in just a second. Well, that's the old way, and now they've never come to my website. And yes, I'm going to get credit for it if somebody buys, but I've thrown it all away. Let's take a look at the alternative. Let's go into my WordPress dashboard right over here, and I'm going to scroll down to the left-hand side and click on the iBoostify button and do what's called a single wrap. Now, what's going to pop up on the screen is a very, very simple user interface, and it's going to ask me a couple questions. The page title, I'm going to call that Mints app, so just like this, and the wrapped URL is the URL, that we're going to go around. Let me just delete that real quick. Okay, here it is. And this is the JVZoo link that we just got, okay? The banner link is what link do I want to put on that banner for that return to sender, return to site link, because I'm defining that right here. So in this case, I want to send them back to my link to SiteWrap. So it's iboostify.com/SiteWrap. The rest of this is all defaulted, so I can change any of this. And at the bottom here, I can put all my retargeting script for my AdWords or my AdRoll or Perfect Audience account. So all my retargeting is right here. All I do is pop it right in, boom, and I'm done. Click the button right here that says Create Fast Wrap Now. And there it is. There it is, iboostify.com/Mints app. Click on the button to just check it out. And here now is Mints app all wrapped with our branding. Whoops, and there's the same video playing. So take a look at it here versus here. Huge difference. It looks almost the same, but it's a huge difference because now they're at iboostify.com. And so now I can put on an entrance pop-up, an exit pop-up. Yarmo says, amazing. Yeah, it's great. So now we control this. And by the way, Yarmo, I brought more traffic to my website. I brought more traffic to my website. Do you see? And they're on my site longer. So every offer I do is for that. Got it? Now, let me show you something else. Let me go back to my dashboard. Okay, whoops, I should be right here. Okay, let me go to my pages here because somebody asked about ClickFunnels. And I want to take you through ClickFunnels. Let me just quickly go to the date. Real thing, if you click on the date, it'll give you the pages in the last date created. So this is a page I just built, and we're going to I'll click to view the page here, and this is something I just sent out to all of our SiteWrap users because we're reinstating our phone calls. We used to do phone calls twice a month. We're reinstating them this coming Monday for all of our SiteWrap users. I'll tell you more about those in a minute. So I built this in ClickFunnels. This is a ClickFunnels page right here, all ClickFunnels. But guess what? I wrapped it with our own branding. So instead of sending them to clickfunnels.com or go.iboostify.clickfunnels, whatever, it's on iBoostify.com. I'm still getting all of the Google juice for keeping them on my site, you see? And by the way, I don't even have to use a header. I did it so I could demonstrate that it's a wrap, but I could have made this a 0 header and it would have been completely transparent. So I control that. Okay, so it's perfect. Now, Yarmo says, I don't know how to use WordPress. What's the best way to learn it? Aha! Well, by the way, these calls that we have, we do every other week. That's where you learn it, among other places, of course, because what we do is we do implementation events where we spend anywhere between 90 minutes to 2 hours or whatever going through exactly how to get the profit out of the software. And this is it's really cool stuff. So I'll tell you more about that a little bit later, but this is a wrapped page based on ClickFunnels. Everybody follow that? So, and I love ClickFunnels. It makes it really easy to build pages, which, by the way, aren't WordPress. But what the problem is that people that are using ClickFunnels by itself aren't bringing people to their own website. Now, we recommend WordPress CB, and I'll tell you why. Number one, it's the most common thing out there. Number two, it's free. The WordPress software is free. And number three, because everyone's using it, and I think Gina said, was it like 41% of all websites are WordPress sites? Something like that?
44.
44%, yeah.
44% of all websites are now using WordPress.
Yeah, so the fact is that you've got all sorts of amazing tools that is available to you as a WordPress user. So that's why we choose WordPress. Okay, it's just it's easy and it's built for bloggers. You want to pop something else in on that, Gina? Sounded like you want to say something.
Nope, keep going.
Okay, cool.
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. So anyway, that's a wrap page. Now, who's got a website that they want? Let's just test something, see how long it takes to do a wrap. Who has a website you'd like to see me wrap? Just give me a. So what's wrong with WordPress, Velt? What's wrong with WordPress is most everybody's using it wrong. They're using it like this guy is right here. This is what's wrong with WordPress. That people are sending people off their website by using WordPress the way it's been defined to be used. They're sending people off the website just like this right here, and they're gone. You can use WordPress profitably, or you can use WordPress unprofitably. That's what's wrong with WordPress. Okay? That's what's wrong with WordPress. When you learn how to actually use it the appropriate way, you can make a lot of money. Plain and simple, that's the biggest problem they've got, because you're missing all the opportunity that you have right here with this little thing right at the top of your screen called the wrap header. Okay, so who has a website that want to see me wrap? I will show you quickly how do we wrap your own website. Just put your own link in there. The first person that gives me a website link, I will show you how quickly you can wrap your own website. Just pop in the chat. And while you do that, I'm going to show you something else which is really kind of cool. When you go and you're going to do wraps, Gina mentioned this earlier, you can create your own sales funnel with a wrap, a cascading series of wraps by simply creating your first page, and then you add the second page, which the button will take you to, and then you create the third page. You can go 10 deep if you want, 10 deep. So this is giant power. Now, I wouldn't recommend going further than 3, but you can go ahead and go 10 deep with this. It is super, super powerful. Okay, so who's got a website you want me to wrap? Just pop your URL in the chat, and I'll wrap you. People are pretty shy here today with that. Just pop your own link, whatever your site is. Pop it in the chat, and I'll wrap it. I'll show you how easy it is to wrap. Who wants to see their site wrapped? Wow, you guys are not playing, huh? That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, well, then we won't wrap your site. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. We got Deb. Okay, it's not finished. That's okay. Here we go. So it's naturaldiamondguide.com. We'll wrap that one. Okay. So CB, not to worry. We can wrap yours some other time when you get it ready. But let's go ahead. We'll go down back to the single wrap right here, and we'll wrap Deb's site. Okay. The title for this will be, was it Natural Diamonds? Let's call it Diamonds. You can name it whatever you want. Here's the URL is http:// naturaldiamondguide.com. Make sure, by the way, you have the HTTP, which is why we have it here for you, so you don't mess that up. Okay, the banner link URL, let's take them to, I love taking them, let's take them to iBoostify.com, our homepage. And if we put our retargeting in, we'd be done. Click the wrap. That was all less than 30 seconds. Now let's go ahead and click the diamond site. And here's Deb's site. There it is. And she says it's not finished yet, but we'll get to your page as it loads, Deb. Here it is right there. And that looks pretty good, doesn't it? That looks pretty good. Your wrapped header can be as you define it, but now we've got Deb's site on ours, totally wrapped. And it's fun to do. How many of you guys can see the power of this? How this can completely change everything, right? Because now, as you go through our diamond videos or go through our diamond store, it's all contact us. You're still on my website, and you can do the exact same thing. Now, how would you do this? Well, if we're Spencer, what Spencer would do is every one of these links over here, this Matt Cutts link, would be a wrapped link. So what you would do is that if you had iBoostify, it would look like the wrapped link here. It would be wrapped so that it would stay on your website. Matt's link would appear on your own website. They stay on your site. You see the power of that? And what happens is really fun. The analytics, you should be using your Google Analytics. All your Google Analytics now are going to show much more activity, right? And what we're also going to do is we're adding a special feature to add heat maps to this as well. So you'll have some even better analytics for what you're doing. Super, super powerful. Okay, and I see you guys are like really excited. What about the big in WordPress security? We're not addressing WordPress security today, my friend. And I made that clear in our emails. We're not talking about WordPress security. It's a giant issue, but it is not the issue for today. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to boost our time on site. Now you can have the exact same system that gives you the power that the big boys have. Now the big boys, I'm talking about people like Huffington Post. Huffington Post uses this on their app. You never leave your app with Huffington Post. You're always on their site. Same idea. So you get to have the power that big boys have. Now, before you get this, okay, let me tell you exactly what it does so you know that it's right for you, okay? See, because iBoostify Site Wrap is going to boost your time on site, so your Google rankings will skyrocket, and you won't need to think about SEO any longer. It's going to make curation pay for you, so that all the traffic that comes to your site, those internal links, or those external links, by the way, become internal links, so you remain in control. Okay, you get to crush it with affiliate offers by getting the traffic and the ability to list build, okay, which is super important. You can run retargeting campaigns. You can create a real business that you can depend upon, which gives you control and certainty. You can multiply the money you make with other people's websites and products with YouTube, for example, because it gives you the power that few other people have, and you can dominate your niche with videos that can sell. Really, really important. Okay, bottom line is you're going to multiply your effectiveness. So you don't have to work so hard because now your advertising and your marketing can be 3, 4, 5, 10 times as profitable and effective because people are going to be staying on your website much, much longer and you'll be building a customer base. So now it allows you to have all the benefits. You can retarget, you can list build, you can generate great Google stats and make money like crazy here. So here's what it's going to do for you. It's going to make a bigger impact and build your tribe, which will allow you to actually convert with and connect with and help more people. So you make more money, they make more money, everybody wins. It'll help you win affiliate prizes. This is really important. It'll get you on leaderboards without massive effort because you're able to do things that other affiliates can't. Remember that of every $100 that you're spending, 98 of them is being thrown away. The cool thing is when you're adding the features that SiteWrap has, now you're pulling in another X% of effectiveness from your marketing. Remember, we said that retargeting can bring you in anywhere from 3 to 10X the results. So that's giant, and most people aren't doing it. So now you're working smarter, not harder, and it becomes just much more fun. I'll tell you what, it makes a huge difference. Okay, it makes a huge difference. So that's the cool thing. So guys, this is specifically been designed for you. Okay, so let's get started. When you put a site wrap to use today, you're going to begin to see immediate results. I mean immediate results. Aileen Boundy is one of our site wrap early adopters, and she set it up on a brand new website. And the fun thing is that on one of our calls, and you saw the reactivation of our calls that start on Monday, she saw a time on site of over 29 minutes. Here's a screenshot of it, by the way. And Gina, you were with us on that call. She freaked out. Gina, you ran her through that because you're our statistics
She
queen.
sure did.
Yeah. Now,
It was so much fun.
It was. And by the way, every single one of you, when you become a SiteWrap user, will actually be able to watch that exchange and hear her freak out because we have it recorded and it's in our members area. So you'll get to hear it Gina, like a proud parent, show her those stats, and she freaked. It was amazing. It was amazing, and you'll get to experience that. So that's another part of it, because not only do you get the
Well,
soft.
even better still, Ken,
Mm,
will be what happens when they get to experience it in their own businesses because it will be happening on their websites too.
exactly, and I can't wait to hear you freak out too. It's gonna be great. So let's get started together. Now, other systems like we talked about are priced at $7,500 and more, and we've seen some that are over 10 grand. The first one you showed me, Gina, years ago was like over 10,000 plus for that hub site we were talking about. But you're not going to pay close
It
to.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're not going to pay close to that. Now, and that was cool because people.
And it really didn't even have some of the really powerful features in it. Remember, like the funnel builder?
Yeah,
That wasn't in it.
no,
The retargeting cookies weren't in it. And yet it was over $10,000.
yeah, yeah, and worth it, and worth every penny of it, but it's ridiculously expensive.
Yep.
Okay. When you go to our website, when you go to boostify.com/site wrap, you'll see this price screen here. And by the way, you can buy it for that, but I wouldn't encourage you to do that today because you'll pay more than you have to. We're going to give you a significantly better deal than that. But SiteWrap sells for $29 a month for one website. Okay, you can do a whole lot better than that today. Aileen, who we just talked about, was blown away, and you'll get to hear her in the members area because we should probably have kept the recording of that and put it in this webinar so people could hear it. But the implications of this, she's totally, totally thrilled. Rhonda Del Baccio coined the idea of have your customers stick to you like glue because she was so blown away by it too. She's known as a story lady. She says SiteWrap's the most exciting system ever. This is perhaps the most important plugin for any entrepreneur, author, coach, speaker, consultant, etc. It's a true game changer. I love being able to keep people on my site even when they're watching a long training video or a Google Hangout. Now, by the way, when we began using SiteWrap, we were able to wrap TED.com. You know, those TED Talks that are 18 minutes long? That was crazy time. They'd watch a video and they'd be on your site for 18 minutes and they'd say another TED video, they're on another 18 minutes. It was crazy. And you can't wrap all websites. Okay, I want you to know that. You can wrap maybe 96, 97, 98%, whatever. TED redid their site. You can't wrap TED anymore. Okay, so just understand that if there's a site that's not wrappable and you find that it's just white space below, it's just that some sites just the technology doesn't permit it. But you can wrap nearly all of them. So don't worry about the few that you can't do. But I want to just be clear that everything is not wrappable, okay? What would this mean to you guys? What would change in your life if you suddenly had a thriving business that threw off massive extra cash for you every day, every week, every month? That's what SiteWrap can do for you without any extra effort. That's the cool thing. You're not adding anything extra here at all, okay? This blows away the typical novice internet marketer model, doesn't it? Completely different, much, much, much more powerful. Okay, much more powerful. And why are some not wrappable, Yarmo? Because they built in some technology that doesn't allow for it for whatever reason. Okay, it's just technology. Now the thing is, you can use this in just about any kind of marketing you have. For professional services, for example, you're going to be using this especially for professional services, or even like for realtors or whatever you do. Just tell me, or at CB, what you do. You're going to use content marketing in your business. And we'll talk a lot about this in our user meetings, okay, in our user meetups. Because see, the old habits that you have right now, they die hard. If you're not using a blog, for example, you're missing out on a giant opportunity to engage your potential clients and have them know, like, and trust you. Listen, I built years before Al Gore invented the internet and before blogs even existed. I wrote a real estate column in Philadelphia. This has got to be, oh my gosh, 30 years ago. Oh my gosh, almost 40 years ago. This is really bad. And every other week, I had an article that I wrote in the paper. And that's the same thing as having a blog, right? Well, in that article, fed me. It was called On Real Estate. It fed me for years because it developed a relationship with the readers, and the readers knew that I sold real estate, and they called my company and had me represent them. That's why if you have a service company, a blog is essential. But if you're doing what Spencer did with his blog, like this, all right, you're throwing your people away. So SiteWrap is like the most perfect thing for you. It's a perfect thing. Theodore says, I run a small hotel. Oh my gosh. You can't wrap Expedia and Booking.com, but you totally want to be doing your own kind of travel blog, Theodore. And when you start using some of the content strategies that some of our other services have, holy mackerel. With a small, Gina, we're a little bit off topic with this. So Theodore, sit tight. Let me get through the balances so I can answer people's questions here. And Gina, we're going to talk about the lodge where they did, what was it, $10,000 of bookings with just one strategy.
It was just awesome.
Yeah, so sit tight. We'll get to that in a few
Just
minutes. Good.
one.
Yeah, just one strategy. So your almost says, I am sold. Okay.
Actually, it was 35,000, not 10,000, but who's counting?
Right. Oscar says, awesome. I do mortgages. Oscar, I was in the mortgage business for years. And the way to sell mortgages right now is to get known as an expert. The way to build it when I was in the real estate business, and I knew this automatically. I didn't take any class. I just knew that the only way I was ever going to compete in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at that time, the fourth largest market in the US, was to be able to be known. And the only way to do that was to get published. And I offered my services for free. They took it for free for a few weeks, and then I got a phone call saying we can't do this anymore. And I was like, "What do you mean?" And the editor said, "We have to pay you." And it was true. They didn't want free columns. They wanted to have someone that was actually being paid. So they made $25 in insertion, or it's either 25 a month or $25 per article, whatever it was. It was minimal, but the thing fed me for years. So same idea. If you want to be successful in the mortgage business, or as a psychologist, or as a chiropractor, be known for content. Be known for being the expert in your marketplace, and you will win big time. And I'll dive more into that in the successive weeks in our user meetup groups, okay? Because that's the purpose of them, to be able to strategize the best way to use this software. We are not just selling you software. I want to understand something. This is a system to build your business. So these old habits that you have, they're gone, man. That we're going to get rid of all that. But this isn't for everybody, because you actually have to do something. And the beauty of working with us is that when you get the software, you get us with it. So that's beautiful. And by the way, if it's important to you, you'll find a way to make it work. You will totally find a way to make it work. Okay. So, so now let's keep going here. Now, by the way, you're going to be thrilled with what changes, and wrapping is fantastic. It's so much fun. I mean, I've been wrapping for years, and I developed a software. So you think that for me, it would be old hat, but every time I do a wrap, I chuckle. I think it's so much fun. I think it's absolutely hysterical. So you'll be thrilled when you start doing it too. Now, who does this work for? This is work for people that are starting their business. It's work for people that are expanding their business. It's work for people that are frustrated with their progress, which is like 90% of you guys, okay? And it's great for people that want to diversify their income stream, because now you can do it in so many ways. And by the way, I see a lot of questions here, so I will get to all of them, so sit tight, I promise. I just want to get through this so that I can make sure that we don't miss anything here, okay? You start using SiteWrap, you will be ahead of the curve and years ahead of your competition, because you're doing stuff that they don't do. They're still following the old technology, the old WordPress ways, and I want you to do something different. Now, I had two choices when I put this together. The first option was to go super cheap and try and sell as many of them as possible, but it wouldn't have incentivized us to stack the value and give you all the things that we're giving you, okay? The second option was that it requires a little bit of a higher investment, just a little bit, but in exchange, we can devote more resources to add more upgrades and updates and really guarantee your success. So here's what you're going to get right now. What you're going to get is iBoostify SiteWrap, 1 year of service of SiteWrap, a full license for a full year on one site of your own, okay? Now, one thing I didn't tell you earlier is that it's going to get your JVZoo links to work on Facebook. I mean, you're probably saying, what are you talking about, Ken? Well, here's the thing. Those links, those JVZoo links that I used here, this one right over here from JVZoo, well, Facebook doesn't like them. So if you want to run a Facebook ad to promote, let's just say, this Mints app thing, what a lot of people wanted to do, you can't use this link because JVZoo is not allowed on Facebook this way. That's a problem. But if I sent them to, where is the link over here? If I sent them to, is it here? Where did I put it? There it is. If I sent them to iboostify.com/Mints app, I'm okay with Facebook. So you see the power now of being able to use Facebook for marketing with sites that they wouldn't normally allow? That's giant. That's just absolutely giant. Okay? And by the way, you're not going to change the site. You can't touch the site. So you can't change any of it. Okay? So this is cool. And if someone was to wrap you, they couldn't change your website either, Deb. So yeah, so you're totally safe. All we're doing is we're just wrapping, it's like an envelope. We're wrapping the envelope around the letter. We just can't change the letter. You follow? All right. And if you did change the letter, then what you're actually doing is you're messing with someone else's content. So you're not. And they love it when you wrap them because you're exposing their content that they couldn't do on their own. So it's really cool. Okay, so now your JVZ links are going to work. It's going to improve your time on site dramatically, as you've seen. It creates a love fest with Google and so much more. Now that is a $348 value, but you're going to get a lot more. You're going to get all the upgrades and enhancements, and we have a lot more coming. I mentioned heat maps earlier. We have a new update coming in probably in about another 30 days where you'll be able to have a whole analytics suite with being able to see a heat map of where people are clicking. Now, rather than my explain that to you, let me, since Gina's here, and Gina is the queen of analytics. Gina, you want to tell them what the significance of being able to have a heat map tracking thing is?
Oh my goodness, Ken. There's so much that I could talk about here, but I'll keep it fairly simple. When you're getting ready to put up a new website or create a whole new product, how great would it be to test it before you had to go and take the time to build the whole website, write all the copy, create the product, etc.? Well, how the heck can you test it before you do all of that? That's where SiteRep comes in, especially when SiteRep has a heat map put into it. If you simply go and find someone who's already done what you want to do, get an affiliate link for it, wrap it, now you can do all that testing, all that market research before you have to spend any time or effort at all, worthless time and effort in many cases, and use everybody else's pages, everybody else's work, everybody else's product to do your testing. And you'll be able to see exactly where people are clicking on the page because of the heat map. And I got to tell you, if you've never seen heat maps before, this is going to blow you away because where people click on your pages is not where you think they're going to click. Am I right, Ken, or am
Oh,
I right?
you are 100% right. You are 100% right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's great. Okay, cool. Thanks. So let's see. Okay, so
Oh, I
let's,
want to answer CB's question real quick. Would
yeah,
anybody be unhappy with me wrapping their site? For example, if I did so to test what I'm talking about. No, CB, I don't know anybody that's going to be upset when you're helping to make them money, when you're helping to bring them visitors. It's the whole reason they have a website in the first place, isn't it?
exactly. That's the thing. I've had people ask about that a lot, or is it unethical to do that? No. And if someone says we'd rather you not wrap us, then you don't do it. If someone says no, it's like okay, no problem. We had one person, and I think you'll hear this on one of the calls where, in fact, you'll hear it in the members area where someone got a phone call and they said we don't want you to wrap us and they got on a dialogue and they're like, oh my gosh, how do I get the software? So sometimes it just takes an education, but wrapping is just
Yeah.
absolutely huge. Okay, sites like Wikipedia probably not wrappable. I know you can't wrap YouTube. I've never tried to wrap Wikipedia. You can test it. I don't think Wikipedia is going to be wrappable. But
At one point, you could definitely wrap Wikipedia. I haven't done it lately, but I know for sure that early on you could wrap it because I had a test example that wrapped Wikipedia.
cool. So just test, you guys. Just test. Absolutely just test. Okay, let me keep going here because I got a lot more I want to give you. You're going to get our twice monthly software implementation session, and these are fun. Now, we're doing them USA time Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I suspect that periodically one of my favorite people is going to be jumping in because she's like the mom of this project. So you'll see, I'm sure periodically Gina will pop in and other people will pop in. The cool thing about this that's really important, you guys, is that we use this as a meetup. It's as almost as an open house. So everything's open to discussion. We're going to spend some time talking about generating traffic, monetizing Facebook ads, things that will help you build your business where there's issue if you have a software question. And this is open to all of our iBoostify software clients. So you'll get to hear about what we're doing with Infusionsoft, with SmartMail and using geo-targeting, the power of that. I mean, this is amazing. And I'll tell you what else is really important is that a lot of people that are in our user base are incredibly talented people. So when you get into a members area, you're going to see a recording of a session that was done a while back with my friend Wolfgang Hofbauer. Wolfie is from Melbourne, Australia. And this is going to make you happy, Velt, because Velt, you've been having this big thing about WordPress security for the past 45 minutes. We did a full session on WordPress security and how to secure your website. Okay. And it's included inside of our members area. Wolfie did it for free. Now he has a service that he offered. And I told him, I said, you're not going to do this for free, offer something. So he did offer it. But what he taught us to do, we can all do for ourselves with some free tools. So WordPress security really important, absolutely. And we got you covered inside the members area. And I'm looking forward to having other people come in and talk with us as guest speakers as we move forward, because quite frankly, we all get to win. And it's fun. So if you have something you want to share and teach to your fellow users, you just tell me and we'll do sessions for it, you see? So it's really all about completely supporting you. It's a $200 a month value. So annual value, $23.64. You're getting those included for as long as you're a member. So here's what you're getting right now. Full year of site rep access for $348, all the upgrades and enhancements, $49 value. The 2 software implementation sessions, which we're changing the name of that to our iBoostify user meetups, which is what it's going to be. Okay, all that together has a value of $2,761. Today, you're going to steal it for just $297. Okay, and you can go to iBoostify.com/get site wrap to go ahead and get that if you want. Whoops, hang on a second. I'm getting ahead of myself here. How about that? My computer wants to run right to the bonuses you're going to get. We got thousands upon thousands of dollars of bonuses. Okay, so let's talk about what those bonuses are. The first one is our content and course creation masterclass. Now, I've said this a bunch of times today. Content is king. Content builds your relationship. Content gets you authority. And what you can experience in the Content and Course Creation Masterclass is a complete demonstration of that. Because over 3 days, we showed you how to create your own content, build your own courses, and market them. And we had multiple trainers for each session so that we were able to leverage the power of other experts, you see, and provide a huge experience for our customer base. You're going to get complete access to that. It's a $497 value, and learn how to put in place all the strategies we've talked about and leverage them for your future. Huge, huge benefit. And that comes completely included with our software. You're also going to get, our Google Analytics Masterclass that Gina and I did together. And I should really say Gina did it and I was there just for humor, because this is her thing. She is such an expert at using Google Analytics to make money. And I got to tell you guys, if you do not measure it, you cannot build your future. So you got to learn how to do it. And I'll tell you something right now. If you're thinking that you can just compare April to May, just like doing, comparing months like that simply, the first thing you'll learn is that is so wrong. Some really super basic stuff that you're going to learn. And I think it was nearly a 3-hour session. It's worth far more than $297, but you're going to get that.
I think it was closer to 4 hours.
It's totally possible. I forget how long it was, but let me tell you, that's one of the first things you want to go through is actually listen to the Analytics Masterclass. And then extra bonuses, we're going to do a one-on-one strategy conversion session with you, or a conversion strategy session here, as it says on the slide. The $1,000 value, a full hour with Gina or I or us together, depending upon our schedules. And we're doing this only for the first 10 of you. And why are we doing this? Because we want you successful. And by the way, when we do this, we get to learn more about your business, so we learn about how we can even improve the software. So this is a solid one-on-one, and you got to schedule this right away to get on Gina's calendar. And you'll get access to that. But this is an amazing opportunity for you really to be able to get your business customized. And we'll find some holes that we showed you a lot of holes today, but we'll take a look at some others and plug those so you can make more money. So to kind of sum it up, what you're getting now is a full year of site wrap, plus the upgrades and enhancements, plus the strategies of the software implementation sessions, plus the masterclass, plus the analytics masterclass, plus the strategy session. Total value of $4,555. Today for just $297. And now you can go, if you want to, you can go directly to iBoostify.com/get site wrap. And Chris, you can pop that into the chat at your leisure for people to start going there. But you'll be more surprised when you get there. There'll be some things on that page that you'll see that quite frankly are going to surprise you. Yes, you will. Hang on a second. I'm just going to put this in the chat because I guess Chris is not here. There you go. There's your link. Okay. So final question for you. If you made the kind of money we've been talking about, like Guru Bob's $108,000, would it be worth investing $297 today, assuming you had the money? And the answer to that, of course, is like, duh, right? We're seeing does in the chat. Okay. So yeah, if you want a 12-month payment, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna do the $29 a month felt. You just get the regular offer on that for a 12-month thing. This is a one-time offer to be able to get you the benefit here. Okay, so I see everyone's been saying yes, yes, yes. So that's fantastic. It means that you want this no matter what. Okay, so it's just about the investment amount. And the cool thing is we've even got a payment plan. We've even got Google, not Google, but YouTube to be able to help you with that. I'll tell you that in a minute. Not YouTube. How am I saying YouTube? I'm talking about PayPal. Here we go. Listen, you guys, if all this did was help you blast past the $10,000 a month income threshold, would it be worth it? Of course it would. If all it did was got you focused and set up to make a successful business for you much, much faster, would it be worth it? Holy mackerel, yes. If all it did was make you more self-confident with a highly profitable business that you could be proud of, would it be worth it? Getting people staying on your website longer, never leaving, would it be worth it? Absolutely. Okay, yes, absolutely. Guys, how much have you paid for your online education so far? Okay, we know it's in the thousands. So here's the thing. What's it returned for you so far? And over how long? All these years? I want you right now to leverage that education and leverage that training, put it all together. And that's why, don't you see it's a fabulous deal at $297? But because you are special, we're adding even more value, much more value. First of all, as an extra bonus, you're going to qualify to join our partner license program. It's a $2,000 value. You're going to get to earn recurring income for life for all of our iBoostify content and software service products. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we normally will not let people sell our content leverage lab or our Facebook ROE return on engagement program unless they're part of those programs. And content leverage lab is $8,000 a quarter. It completely blows away people's current businesses and explodes them. We had someone create a bestseller within 30 days using this system. It's just amazing. But you can't sell it. You can't sell it unless you're part of it. Well, once you're part of this, you get to be able to go in there. Okay. So anyway, that's what you're going to be able to have. So that means you're going to be able to earn commissions of $4,000, $6,000 or more per year per client. Really pretty cool stuff. So you'll be able to sell our high-end stuff. In addition to SiteWrap for that matter, because SiteWrap is also commissionable. And we pay instant commissions too, by the way, directly into your PayPal account. But something else I'm going to give you. I want you to implement SiteWrap immediately. And for some people that aren't graphically oriented, those headers that you saw, the ones that are like, this is the wrap header here, okay? You got to create it. So if you don't want to do it yourself, we'll do it for you. So for those of you that order within the next 24 hours, I'll throw in 2 customized SiteWrap headers. It's a $97 value, and we'll do it for you. Just give us your logo and your web address so we can match the colors and the theme, and we'll get you covered. And give us a few days to get our team to do it because we've got a lot going on here, okay? But we'll do it for you because we want you to get started right away, all right? So here's what you're going to get. Let me kind of summarize all this. Again, a full year of SiteWrap access, all the upgrades and enhancements, the monthly software implementations, those are our user meetup groups. You're going to get our content and course creation masterclass, our analytics masterclass, which is phenomenal, our one-on-one conversion strategy session just for you, one-on-one for the first 10 of you, our partner license program access, and 2 wrap headers. That together, you guys, is a value of $6,649. You're going to save today $6,352 and just get it for just $297. But guys, this is not for everybody. It's not, because a lot of you guys won't do it. I don't want you to be average. This is not for the average person. Okay, this is not. I want you to be a superstar. I want you to be a superhero. Right? So that's who this is for. Okay, I want you guys to get started for $297 today. When you go right now to iBoostify.com/get SiteWrap, you will be able to get your own access to SiteWrap. Now, by the way, we will be setting you up manually. So you'll get to a success page, but it's going to take us a few hours to put you into the system manually, and you'll get to hear from us directly that way, okay? This is a totally safe decision, guys, okay? If you don't think that SiteWrap is the best investment you've ever made, just let us know by email within 30 days. We'll refund every penny. And by the way, second guarantee, if you do put it to work and use it as we've suggested and your results aren't great, we'll refund twice your money. Just use it. Okay, just use it. All I ask is you give it an honest try for 30 days. SiteWrap is that amazing. So bottom line is this. At the end of 30 days, you're not happy, you get your money back. You're covered. Okay, plain and simple. All right, now you have two choices. Choice number one is to do nothing and not take the leap of faith and join us and put this to use. But the better option is to invest in yourself with a very small investment right now. And by the way, that's a really small investment compared to what you're getting in terms of all the value in return, right? So give it a shot. When it works for you, fantastic. If not, just let us know. We'll cancel the service. And by the way, for those of you in the US that have a US PayPal account, let PayPal get it for you. Yes, you can use PayPal credit. And PayPal credit will allow you to have zero interest, zero payments for 6 months or whatever their current promotion is. And I'll show you. Let me take you to the sales page right now, and you'll get to see, here it is, right here. So when you scroll down, here's everything you're getting, okay? And here's a bunch of our testimonials. There's Gina right here. You'll click over here to wrap, but if you want to use PayPal, you can use PayPal credit right over here. Just click the blue button, and that's for USA PayPal accounts. And if you aren't in the USA and you need a payment plan, we got one for you too. Just 2 payments of $167. So you can get started for just $167 or with nothing, depending upon each of those two options. Okay, you can even watch the video testimonial from Michaela, great testimonial. Okay, and the one from Linda as well. Linda Feinholz, amazing. She on one of her first pages, she created 32 individual wraps on one page. Amazing. You'll be doing the same thing. So this is what you'll see. And when you get to the members area, let me show you that real quick. After you join, you'll get in the members area. You'll download your software right here, really simple. And then the installation instructions, it's like 12 minutes. Watch the video. Everything's here on all your videos. Okay, really simple to use. And then on the next page, when you click over here on this link right here, you'll get to see every one of our masterminds, every one of our sessions, all there. And you'll get to see how we did it. Okay, how we did it. Wolfie's session is in here. It's a must-see. Okay, so you'll see all the things that we've done. Here's the one with WordPress security. I even did it in red, so you got to watch this one. This is the one with Wolfie. Okay, so it's all here. Okay, totally all here. So that's the cool thing. That's what you're going to get with SiteWrap. But let me continue. Okay, so get started for $297. Go to iboostify.com/get SiteWrap. Now, guys, the real question is this: is it worth gambling just a few minutes to check it out? Which, by the way, if it doesn't do half of what it does, will more than pay for itself. Sure, it is. It's the first of its kind. It's fantastic. Okay. It's very, very teachable and trainable. Yeah. But guys, wait, there's still more. Because as we went through this, I was like, I know this is amazing. I want you to use it. I want you to use it for, I want you to use it for a long time. So guys, when you order right now, you're not going to get 1 full year SiteWrap. You're going to get 2 years. We're going to completely double this for you. That's a $696 additional value. You're going to get a 2-year license instead of 1 year. So when you join us right now, you're going to get 2 full years of SiteWrap, all the upgrades and enhancements, 2 multi-software implementation sessions. And by the way, all the upgrades are for the solid 2 years. Okay, the analytics masterclass, the strategy session, the partner license program, the 2 wrapped headers, all of that, you guys, that's a value right now of over, what is that? I can't even see my screen here. Over $7,000 right now for yours for just $297 when you go to iboostify.com/get SiteWrap. I want you to go there. I want you to get it. I want you to implement it. And I want to see you on Monday in our call. Okay. So for those of you that are joining us, just pop in the chat and tell me I'm in so I can kind of keep track of you. But what I want to do is recognize this. You guys watch the presentation. I know you want to maximize your marketing and build your business, and you know it's an amazing value. You want to take advantage of the outstanding discount that I've given you and the amazing bonuses, which are worth over $7,000 by themselves, and the double you'll love it guarantee. So just go to iboostify.com, get SiteWrap, because if you want to make your marketing tons more effective, if you want to build an active list fast, if you want to use retargeting to products that aren't yours, and by the way, if you don't have a website, it's a great way to start a website and now build it much, much faster. Okay, you want to win with Google without even trying, and if you want to finally create the freedom and confidence you deserve, then this is definitely for you. Because the best opportunity, guys, is right now. So when you order right now and take advantage of the best savings option, you're getting the best deal with just one payment of $297. It takes less than 5 minutes to install it, and you'll be up and running in seconds, literally. Okay, so get started with us right now. Right over here, here's your offer. It's $297 at iboostify.com/get SiteWrap. And now let me do your questions because there's a bunch of them here. So let's make sure I can get through. Yarmo says, I'm sold. Congratulations. Let me jump up here. Here we go. Okay. I don't have a website yet. Then perfect. Get a website. Getting WordPress. WordPress is free. WordPress is easy to set up. And in fact, when you get your WordPress site put together, you'll go through a WordPress security piece as you set WordPress up so it's set up properly so you're totally safe. So right now, I would say is the best time to do that. Wouldn't you think so, Gina?
I do, and especially if you're just getting started, you don't have anything to sell yet, you can get WordPress set up on a hosting account in under 10 minutes. Last time I did it start to finish, it was 6 minutes and 27 seconds, Ken. And
That,
if you just set that up and do nothing but wrapped pages to build your site, you can have your entire website, including monetization, meaning stuff that can make you money, set up looking hot in under 20 minutes, guys.
yeah, and here's the thing. You first of all, hosting a website, there's a hosting. We found hosting for like $3 a month. I mean, you can get inexpensive hosting, so that's easy.
Yep.
That's easy. The other thing that's really important to know is that you don't have to create any content on your site. Think about this. Your site could be completely wrapped content until you start developing your site. That's really important to know. We have one website right now that's a subset of our iBoostify site that has no content on it. Okay, no content that we've developed. It's all wrapped stuff. You see, so you don't have to build something that's giant. So just go right ahead and start creating the content and building your wraps. And by the way, if you need help with it, you got us twice a month, every other week. You're with us. So this is going to be super, super easy for you. Okay. But this offer is so good, it's not going to be repeated. So you want to get it right now. Okay. What about the biggie on WordPress security?
Ken, you know what else?
What's that?
One other thing that we can throw in,
What's that?
at Directions University, we have a private group on Facebook. I'm going to let all of the site rep buyers know how to get into our private group on Facebook. If they need help in between those twice monthly calls, they can ask and we'll help them immediately.
Awesome. And you know, we can probably also do, I can probably work out some kind of a deal with our mutual friend who she has a tutorial program where
Tech Shack.
Yep, Tech Shack. We'll get you a deal on Tech Shack. So we'll take care of you.
Well, just so you know, Ken, I am 50% owner of Tech Shack. I would tell you right this minute that 30 days free of Tech Shack, no problem.
Done. So we'll get you that too. We'll add that as another bonus. And Tech Shack's fantastic. So you want to get set up? You got it. It's all done. It's basically a done deal for you. So we'll put that in and we'll add that. That's a very good point because we talked about that and that's great. Excellent. Okay, cool. Can you talk about the value for offering professional services as I don't sell a tangible product? Sure. So professional services, frankly, we deal with a lot of people that are speakers, authors, content providers, therapists, chiropractors, and so on. The whole key, the way I see it, to building your business is content. Is creating your expert positioning. And SiteRep allows you to do that without having to create a whole bunch of content on your own, as you saw with just dropping the blogs. So that's how we're going to recommend you do that. And frankly, it's for every business. Listen, we wrapped earlier today, or was it yesterday? I guess it was. Where is it? We wrapped Body Torque. Okay, we did this in one of our sessions. And the cool thing about this, here's something interesting. She doesn't have a WordPress site. This is Drupal. And when we showed her site wrap, she's like, oh my God, I got to do this. So she's going to go to a webmaster and have a webmaster create a WordPress blog so that way she can have all of her content wrapped and build her business in Australia and take Body Torque worldwide. So this is how you take full advantage of this, guys. I mean, just giant stuff. Why are some not wrappable? We talked about that earlier. Some sites just have different technology. Nothing in the world is ever perfect, right? So we're not ever going to say, even if we knew it was going to be true, we would never tell you that everything is wrappable because there's always going to be some exception somewhere. So I just like to disclose things, okay? Theodore says, I manage a small hotel and would like to get travelers eyeballing clicking on my page. Would I be wrapping like Expedia and Booking.com? Gina, let's talk about our friend who's using the FB ROE strategies, and what happens when you put this all together.
Oh my goodness, Ken. Holy cow. So when you're using Facebook in a way that is highly, highly, highly leveraged, we actually have a done-for-you service that allows you to use Facebook to get extremely engaged people to then like your business page. And when you do that, it ends up turning into somewhere around 5 to 10% of the likes on your page clicking through to your website. Well, remember earlier when I said in Google's eyes, the thing that matters most from an SEO perspective is engagement? Well, when you've got those highly engaged people clicking through from your Facebook page to your wrapped pages on your website, the impact that has on your search engine rankings is going to be amazing. I can't think of anything else you could do, Ken, with, say, 60 to 90 days of effort that would have that level of impact on where you'd rank on search.
Yeah, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. Now, by the way, it's something I need to make sure I remind you, because a couple people have asked this question. The license you're getting is a single site license. You're getting double it. You're getting 2 years of it. But if you have other websites, more than one, not to worry. I got you covered. After you finish your order, you're going to be sent to another page, which will give you the opportunity to get a 5-site license, and that's just $97. Okay, so you're gonna get a 5-site license, and that's by the way for 2 years also. So we're giving it to you effectively. Okay, so you'll get a 5-site license for your own. It's all for your own sites for $97, and like everyone's doing that. So that'll be right after you get your 297 site wrap license for 2 years. Now, someone also asked.
And Ken, there's also been a number of questions about, will you be teaching them about affiliate marketing? Will you be teaching them about using, setting up their websites and that sort of thing? You want to mention the other thing they're going to see after their 5-site license?
Yep. So guys, here's the cool thing. If you are doing any kind of consulting work, or if you're doing any kind of building sites for other people, what you're doing is you have clients, and you want to be able to use SiteWrap for other people, and effectively sell them the services of SiteWrap. Well, you can't do that without what's called a developer license or a client license. So we've given you the opportunity to also get one of those as well. It's not for everybody, but you'll be taken to a page as an option to go ahead and get that kind of license just for yourself. And you'll be able that way to wrap client sites for your own clients. Okay, and that's also $97. We made it really cheap. We wanted to get you involved. Now, to learn all this sort of thing, we're the cool thing is we're a software company now, but we're a software company kind of masquerading as a training company. Because in every one of our sessions, you ask me about affiliate marketing. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you about affiliate marketing. And we'll teach you affiliate marketing. You're going to ask us about Facebook advertising. Well, if I can answer the question because I'm not a Facebook advertising genius, we'll bring somebody in to answer the question. So this is really a giant opportunity for you to build and grow your business. And eventually, you'll get to be using some of our bigger things, which are designed for some more sophisticated clients. So really, really cool stuff. Okay, so that hopefully that answers some of your questions. You have the ability to have as many more websites as you want. Like I said, most people are doing that, and that's what'll happen. So we're not upselling you, but we don't want to give you stuff that you don't need. So you can pick and choose what you want in terms of the menu. And we're only doing this now with the special offer, okay? Because we want to get you back into SiteWrap, okay? Okay, Velt asked, no need ad expenses. Okay, you're gonna drive traffic, absolutely, and we want you to spend money driving traffic. By the way, we're not selling traffic, right? So at some point we may offer traffic service, and actually we do have a traffic service. We're coming back out with in a few weeks, but we're not selling you traffic today. So the thing is that every bit of money you spend on traffic is going to be much better utilized when you're using a wrapped page. See, because when they get to the wrapped page, now you can capture those people with a retargeting cookie. And by the way, they never have to opt in for anything. Listen, last year, at the Traffic and Conversion Conference in San Diego, Ryan Dice said, no longer do you need an opt-in, no longer do you need an email address. All you need is that pixel, that retargeting pixel, because now you can follow them around the web, all of them, 100% of them. Okay, so this gives you that capability. That's giant, and that makes your advertising a lot more powerful, Velt. So that's what's so important about all this. Okay, awesome.
And
Oscar,
let me add, Ken, that there are times where I actually wrap my own pages just because it's easier to drop the retargeting pixel on a wrapped page than it is on most of my other pages. So sometimes I wrap my own pages.
which is pretty amazing. I mean, it will, and it performs just the same. So yeah, cool. And where do you see that update? If you don't see the update, you'll when you get my follow up message. Yarmo says, "I am sold." Okay, awesome. And Margaret's in, so congratulations, Margaret. Welcome. Yarmo says, "I guess I do travel. Travel is huge too. I mean, again, how do you get people? How do you sell travel? Teach people how to travel cheaply. Teach people how to travel and find places off the beaten path. I mean, you name it." Belt says, if WordPress security is unsolvable or hugely troublesome, then why choose the platform? Everything is hugely troublesome, my friend. And think about this. PCs have been known to have all sorts of security issues, which is why you have antivirus software. You just take out insurance. It's that simple. So we want you to have WordPress security as well. You're never going to have a security problem if there's nobody using your platform, right? But the bigger you get, the more risk you have. It's that simple. So we're not the WordPress security experts, but we're giving you the solutions to that, and you'll have that in the members area. So it's really cool. I am in the travel business and with and MLM and bookings. Yeah. So if you're using your travel MLM, you're probably in World Ventures. So go ahead and wrap all sorts of travel stuff and bring them to your World Ventures opt-in. Okay, totally do that. Deb. Okay, just so I'm clear, there's no back end to this that can change the functions of a person's site, i.e., change anything on the site you've wrapped, i.e., my website, which of course I know you're going to remove. I'm thinking about it from a security perspective. Yes. Remember, when you're wrapping a site, you don't control that site, so you can't change it at all. Now, you will be able to put an entrance pop-up and an exit pop-up there because it's on your website, but you're not changing their site at all. If they have an entry or an exit pop-up, they'll have their pop-ups coming too. Okay? So the cool thing is you control this. You totally control this. Can another site wrap mine? Yes, but primarily only if they're using site wrap. So go ahead and sell them site wrap, CB, and get paid a commission for it. We love you for that. Do what we have all night. Okay, thanks, Yarmo. Let's see, testing and market research. How? Stick with us because the testing piece of it you'll be able to experience in the analytics training that you're getting in the members area. Okay, so there's Deb, loves it, love you too. Would anybody be unhappy when wrapping? We talked about that already. People love getting wrapped. Give us the heat map. Okay, we're developing it. That should be out within about 30 days or so. How about authority sites like Wikipedia? Can you wrap? And we talked about that a few minutes ago. We did get that one already. Will it completely secure my site without the biggie issues that we mentioned? SiteWrap doesn't do security, but when you follow what we're teaching you in the special session in the members area, I would say that you're probably like 99% covered. We take care of some of the big basics. Is there anything absolutely perfect? We're never going to say that, right? I mean, an insurance policy doesn't cure you from getting cancer. It just protects you in some fact takes care of your medical care. 12-month payments. Yeah, we have a 12-month payment plan. It's what's on the website. It's what's on our main site, and with that you don't get all the bonuses. Okay, so we simply are giving you the benefit for effectively prepaying and giving you gigantic benefits there. Sounds great when I actually get my website up and running. Well, CB, you can have your website up and running within just a couple days, if not just tonight, as a matter of fact. So I would recommend putting this into place immediately. There's no time like the present. So let's see. We'll have to talk about that separately. Just send a message to our support line, support at iboostedby.com, and we'll address that directly. And yeah, for that, yeah, we'll take care of you on that, on your schedule there. Okay, CB says, I know some other small business that would like to be interested. We have other calls like this, so I can tell them. Yes, absolutely. I'll tell you what, guys. We stopped selling SiteWrap, or rephrase. We've always been able to sell it, but we stopped marketing it about 2 years ago. I can't tell you why. I just got into some other stuff, and I stopped marketing it. And when I realized how stupid that was, I was like, oh my gosh, so SiteWrap is back, and it's going to be marketed evergreen, and it will not stop. So yes, we'll have that, and you'll get your affiliate links, and you'll be able to get paid immediately. And when they take the monthly plan, they go to our main website, and I'll show you our main website. It's got a really cool. We'll just go to iboostedby.com/SiteWrap. We'll close that body torque right here. Okay, you'll see our video sales letter and so on. We're redoing this page, but the page has done very, very well for us. Let's see here. Here it is right here, and then there's the video with it, and there's the trash can video. And when you scroll down, you'll get to the order information here, and to our pricing table. So choose your plan, and when you choose the plan, here it is right here. So this is it, single site, $23 a month. Okay, that's the billed annually one. The billed monthly is $29. Okay, so if someone wants a monthly plan, it's $29. When they pay in advance, which is the three and change, there you are. So and you'll get paid. I think it's 20% of that every single month. So pretty cool. Okay, and we pay it instantly to your PayPal account. Right. So yes, you'll get access to that. Okay, first of its kind. Yeah, it's the first of its. This is pretty amazing stuff. I'm very teachable and trainable. Good, excellent. I'm going to be one of your students. Good, we'd love to have that. And yeah, we'd love your testimonials. I mean, every single one of you. We love that. That's another reason why we do the calls, because we get to brag about you guys. I'm in Pittsburgh. Okay. So can I join even if I don't have a website? Yes, Oscar, you can join absolutely. But what I want you to do is we want you to put together a site and start wrapping to be able to drive traffic and start building your business. You follow? So if you don't have a website, your first order of business is going to be to get one, because SiteWrap is software. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I could tell you that even if you never used SiteWrap and you just got on our twice monthly phone calls, that there's so much value in that, you never have to use SiteWrap at all. I mean, I can tell you that, and it's true. However, I want you using the software. It'd be kind of silly to be in our meetups and watch everybody else making money while you're not. But I'll tell you what, it'll surely motivate you to take action, won't it? While everyone else is doing it, because we're going to kick butt. So get it, and then get your WordPress installed, and you're going to get a full month of Tech Shack. So if there's any issue setting it up, Shelby will love to help you, because she's like a mama when it comes to that stuff. Okay, so let's see. I'm not sure what you mean by I'm just like Ken PIF, but okay, there we go. I will call you the presentation. Okay, great. Okay, will you help? We hope to get the blog or website up and running. That's why we're giving you a full month of Tech Shack. Okay, that's why we're giving you a full month of Tech Shack. Will we help you in other ways? Yeah, that's why we have the calls every other week as well. So we're totally here to support you. Because remember, unless you're doing well, we're not doing well. We want you to be happy. I'm starting from scratch, says Oscar. Oscar, you're not the only one. Velt, I just showed you the 12-month payment plan. It's iboostedby.com/SiteWrap. Okay, but it doesn't have all the bonuses because it's a 12-month payment plan. Okay, and there's no duplicate content here, guys. There's no duplicate content. Gina, you want to address that?
I do. So duplicate content is an issue if you were to take a page from somebody else's website, copy that page, create a brand new page on your website, and post it in a way that tries to make it look to the readers and the search engines like it's original content on your website. That's a no-no, guys. That's called plagiarism. That's stealing. You're not attempting to tell Google, hey, this is original content on my site. Google reads the code, not what the visitor sees, and they know right away that this originates on someone else's site and that you're simply referring to it. would be no different than putting a footnote in a report if you were writing a report. Exact same thing. So no duplicate content issues here at all. If anything, in Google's eyes, you're serving your readers and therefore their searchers to the very best of your abilities by making it even easier for them to get great content. Rather than having to go to your site and another site, you're giving to both things together in one. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's huge. And guys, this is really really important. This is really really important stuff. So understand that you have the great control of that. And I'll tell you something else too. There's something that I neglected to mention, and my bad on that. One other thing that we've done, and we added this at the back end of the funnel today, is something that I want you absolutely to be part of. Not only are you getting access to what we're doing, but Gina has made an unbelievable offer that I completely forgot to mention, so shame on me, that is going to have you be part of her program, which is called Motivation to Profit, which is insanely fantastic. You want to talk about it a little bit, Gina, and let everyone know what they can get, because
I
I
do.
should have absolutely mentioned that, and shame on me.
So, Motivation to Profit is actually probably the program that I am most proud of ever creating. It's a course that's delivered over a period of time. You can get all of the lessons at once, but trust me, you don't want to do that. There are about 42 hours, each one hour training in the course. And it's going to walk you through what I call the 5 key systems that every business needs to succeed, which means there's a section on everything related to mindset. There's a section on everything related to monetization, including how to build funnels, whether you're doing it with your own products, affiliate products, or a combination thereof. Doesn't matter whether you're selling services, physical products, digital products, membership sites, it works for all of them. There's a section on leverage. How do you get bigger results with less effort in shorter amounts of time? And there's a section on content marketing and relationship building. There is also a huge section on traffic and lead generation. We teach you about 12 different ways of driving traffic that turns into leads. You're going to learn all of this from our more than 30 world-class faculty members, including none other than the wonderful, stupendous Ken Grau. And in addition to all of the 42 hours plus worth of training, every lesson has the 1 hour recording. You get to either listen or watch. It's your choice whether you want audio or video. And then there's actually action steps. Think of them as your assignments. It's how do you apply what you just learned in that training. But as you go through that, you're going to get access to a call that happens every single week. It takes place Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, like clockwork. And it is the call that I look forward to the most every week. It's what I call the hug seat. It feels like a big, giant group hug. Every week we have one person that's the focus of the entire 2 hour webinar. We look at who they are as a person, where they're at right now in their business, and where they want to be in both life and business in the next 1 to 3 years and beyond. We then spend the balance of the call building the strategic plan that's going to take them from where they're at to where they want to be. When you leave that call, you are going to have so much clarity around exactly what you need to do to make your dreams a reality. And then you can go back through the rest of the materials and the lessons to help you just implement that strategic plan. Those calls are literally life-changing. Not only do you get to come in for your own hug seat, you actually get to listen to all the other hug seats that we do as well. And you'll even get access to the podcast that has all of the hug seats we have done, get this, for the last 9+ years. We have people in every niche you can imagine, some in for-profit businesses, some in non-profit businesses, every kind of business model you can think of, every kind of product type you can think of, and they're all kept in that one podcast. So for the person in the travel business, I can point you to 2 or 3 hug seats from people that were in the travel business, from the person that manages a hotel. I can show you 3 or 4 different hug seats from people that managed hotels or owned hotels or cabins for that matter. I can't even begin to tell you the value just sitting there in that one podcast. Ken, wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, it's huge, and the hug seats are of outrageous value, outrageous value. So you totally
And
want
when
to
you
be.
come in now with this very, very, very special offer, there is no annual or monthly fee. We've knocked $300 off so that you're able to come in for just $197 one time and you are a member for life. I have people that have been coming to those hug seats for over 9 years and do not ever miss them. Ever. So, there you go, Ken.
Yeah, and
My
this
gift to you guys.
it's huge. It's really huge. So yeah, we're gonna. You know what I want to do? I want to make a slide for this to make sure we have it in this presentation because you guys need to be joining that, and it's only available to you after you get your site wrap subscription because you're going to be using site wrap as part of this whole strategy. Okay. Any other questions?
And there's even a lesson about site rep in it, actually.
Really? I didn't even know that. How about that?
Hmm.
Wow.
I taught it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
in the leverage section because site rep's all about leverage.
Yeah, it sure is. Wow, how cool is that? Um, have you been reviewed by independent tech groups? No, but we probably should be, actually. That's really a good way to market ourselves. Thanks for that idea, CB. Question: is there a downside or concerns you've encountered with the software? I would say that the downside of the software, is there a downside? No, there's no downside. The only thing I could say with some limitation, there are some links. For example, a PayPal payment link is not going to while it's wrapped. You can't wrap a PayPal payment link, okay? Because it won't let you actually click it because it needs to go to a secure site. So there's a couple limitations in terms of the way the technology works, just because of security issues or going to a secure site. But it's minor stuff. I mean, it's really minor stuff. The fact that the fact that you've got them coming to your site and capturing people's information is huge. So no, I don't think so. Will it wrap a ClickBank payment page? We've wrapped ClickBank before. What normally happens on a ClickBank, and we use ClickBank a lot, by the way. When you wrap a ClickBank site or ClickBank page, when you get the payment thing, usually you pop out of the wrap and it pops out on its own. So, and I don't mind them leaving the wrap. Do you? If they're paying you, so no issue there at all. I mean, they're going to. Are you still having a problem, Belt? Then just do me a favor, just pop your email address in there, and we'll get something sent over to you shortly. Because I think that it should be there, but I can't test it right this minute.
I don't see a problem with it.
No.
Working fine for me.
Okay. Yeah. See what we did.
Oh, well, that's kind of
What's
strange.
that?
It looks like it's working for me, but then it says you're being transferred to our secure payment page, and it never does go to the secure payment
That's
page,
what I
Ken.
want. That's what I want to look at. I wrapped that page from ClickFunnels, but we've not been selling the monthly plan. You're the first person to go to the monthly plan, so I need to look and see what's going on with that. That's why I gave you a ClickFunnels page. So we'll go back
I
and
think I see a way to fix it.
okay,
Belt, tell me which of the 3 plans you want, and I'll give you the link right now.
okay, cool. I'm just trying to see if I can figure out where it is. I'm going to go into.
Oh. Oh, but there is a problem, Ken.
Okay,
Even if I can go to the page properly,
yeah,
unfortunately, for some reason, you guys must have changed the product in the cart
okay,
because it does not take you to a monthly, it takes you to the same offer that's on the webinar. At least the
okay.
first one did.
Okay, yeah, we'll fix it. We'll get it fixed for you, Belt. Just make sure you give me or tell me which one you want. And Chris will go pull it out of the cart. And we'll get it figured for you. Okay, so we got a bunch of different code. We haven't marketed it other than on the webinar. We've only re-released it within the past 10 days. So this has not really been for public consumption, right? So just tell us what you want, put your email in, and we'll get you a link that really works. So no problem there. And thanks for helping us
I'm
find that.
looking for one that works right now.
Okay, cool. And
Yep, no, it doesn't.
yeah, we'll figure it out. we'll figure it out and get it to you very shortly. Okay, no problem there. Any other questions, you guys? I know we've been going a bit longer than planned, so I thank you for your patience and staying with us. Any other questions? Looks like we've got uh, quite a few people that are here. We may have just a few more people that we can serve for the one-on-one strategy sessions. Looks like Tim is in, Jerry's in, Margaret's in. Congratulations. I see. Uh, um, I see. Mark is in. Todd is in. So yeah, so it looks like we probably got what 3 or 4 people that are still able to play. So fantastic. So fantastic. That's great. Um, let's see. Wrapping your own site. Nope, we're good with that. Okay, cool. So I think we got everybody. So thank you guys for joining us. I really appreciate it. Gina, thank you for being with us. Always fun to have you with me today. Yarmo says, I am in. Congratulations. Good. So I don't know what that leaves, but we've got 2 or 3 spots left. So make sure you go ahead and get your spot now and get SiteWrap put in place. Monday, we meet 8 p.m. Eastern Time US. That is, for those of us in Asia, that's Tuesday morning. In New South Wales, it's going to be at 10 a.m. For me, it'll be at 7 a.m. And you'll get a reminder, and the reminder you'll get will be a wrapped page. So you'll see an email that'll have that in there. So with that said, in fact, it's going to look just like this when you register for the call, and you'll just go right ahead and webinar. You'll just go do that. Okay. Anything else? Looks like we're set. And Yarmo, sorry, is it Yarmo? Was it Velt? Who was it that needed? It was Velt. Just make sure you give me your email address.
Velt.
Okay, give me your email address, and we'll get you a link that will work. So thank you for showing us where we needed to fix that. Okay, everybody, thank you all so much. I appreciate you so much for being with us for today, and we will see you on Monday at our SiteWrap user meetup group. Talk to you then. Everyone, take care. Gina, thanks again. Chris, thanks again. See everybody later. Bye, all.
And I look forward to seeing you guys on Hug Seats. Bye, everybody.
Bye.